23, or a South American team top 4 for the first time in the history of the International.
So many TIs have come and gone, and they have never gotten that far. It would be historic indeed. A lot on the line for these two teams, and one series to prove they are worthy to advance farther here. This is quite a Game 1 draft we have in terms of how much skirmishing, how much team fight has been prioritized, and already the action commences. First blood to KJ on that bottom lane. Exactly what you want to see if you're a Heroic fan. This is a team that plays better when the action is fast, chaotic, in your face. You don't know what's going on. Classic South American style Dota.
And Pure, he's going to fall as well. Heroic taking this laning phase by storm just as they intended from their draft.
This lane swap is really going to hurt the AM pick, and we saw how much damage this AM suffered yesterday on the hands of Pure. I mean, he had one of the worst lane stages I think he's ever had in his career on this hero in that last pick situation. He got lane swapped into another rough situation, again, already suffering. You do not want a repeat of that game if you are a BB team here.
Yeah, the upside being that it really can't get much worse than the last AniMage performance, but the downside is, this time around, elimination is on the line. You can't afford to drop the series.
This is a very different team, too. Heroic will play fast. They will push the pace. They will kill you around the map. They will hunt you. They are extremely good at it, and they have a Chen Bristle lineup where if you give them a lead, we could see something similar to what Falcons did yesterday. You just push 25, 35 minutes, first, second Roshan. If you can get it down quickly, high ground is absolutely on the menu for this lineup. You do not want to give them that 9, 10K gold lead. They will just end the game out of nowhere. This AM, he's on a clock. He needs to find his items fast enough to contribute in the team fights as Heroic try and push the pace, and the howls are already coming out.
Collective 10 denies already from the Heroic side. You see not just the kills, but the denies that they're getting out of things, and it's only escalating from here. You're going to expect that, particularly with the Earthshaker matchup. But the fact that the Bristleback is able to get as many denies as he has as well. BB team are going to be walking into this early game behind in gold, but certainly behind in experience.
Heroic got the lanes they wanted. They should be confident pulling ahead in this laning phase, particularly with that Shaker matchup mid. You have Shaker against a melee hero. You should absolutely free farm. You should get the denies. Fight for the Lotus will go BB team's way here.
KJ, he's going to try and hold on. It seems like Pure, he'll take some damage, but in the end, gets that Lotus. And how did that fight with the Chen? I have to imagine KJ, actually, he was able to sit there. He was able to force BB team back, so he got the Lotus on the safe lane.
Big win for them. Putting mana into these two side laners for Heroic, really important here between the Bristle
especially
and the
with the jump. Yuma, he's going to make expert use of that mana. Pushes Miro out of position. A healthy amount of damage. The Bushwhack, the only thing that saves his life there.
Putting the pressure on these Helm heroes always feels good. You just delay it a little bit, it counts for a lot down the stretch. If you can pick up a kill on this lane, it would be amazing for Heroic. Extra experience going into this Chen would go a huge way for KJ in this game. Get those auras up, your team fight's a lot stronger. Another jump, another rebound, another toss.
Beautiful double hit, the Lotus. Bit to heal going the way of the Lycan.
Will survive to the Helm though. Flying out now. Feels like Miro got through at least the tough early portion of this lane. Analog feeling heat of his own. This glimpse is coming for you, just out of range.
Almost got him. Has to hit him with the Remnant, does manage to do so. Now the glimpse is in range, but it's not even required to get the kill.
Nice little rotation from Kataomi. I mean, that top lane not going well at all. Try and make something else happen on the map. And this will skew that mid matchup that was going Analog's way. Now it's going to swing back to GPK. We saw how much of a rock GPK has been for this team. If you're going to put resources into one lane in this game as BB team, it's got to go mid. Enable this man, let him carry you, let him carry those early mid-game fights. He's your one playmaker. He's got to create space for this Lycan and this AM.
Look at this body blocking. KJ, true to his name, king of the jungle, but apparently not good enough as Kataomi continues his roaming experience.
As a glimpse.
The Disruptor with the glimpse ready to go. One kill, looks to turn to two. It's an immediate bushwhack after the glimpse, guarantees a double for Miro.
This double Disruptor rotation completely broke that stranglehold Heroic had on the early laning phase. They're topping the CS chart, but the net worth is starting to swing. And more importantly, there's just not the equivalent pressure going into the AM. The Helm is flying out for him. He's getting some decent net worth on that top lane. Top CS. way better start for Pure than we saw that other time around.
Yeah, the fact that BB Team is actually up in gold now, how concerning is that for Heroic, considering the fact they put in so much effort to win the laning phase, and it seems like the latter part of this has not worked out for them?
Still fine. I mean, you can still snowball this game. You can still put pressure on the lanes with Chen rotations. You can look for the Shaker Blink. You can look for the stacking on the triangle too, right? Schofield trying to just deward these sentries to free up the camps. It's been a nuisance for them. So no stacks created at the 6-minute mark. Could hamper Analog's momentum here. If you can't find kills, you got to go back to that jungle. And if there's nothing waiting for you in the jungle, then where are you going on the map?
I was expecting to see teams put more resources into blocking out these camps, just because it has been one of the reasons that Earthshaker has been so highly valued, right? You just pick this hero up. Even if you lose the lane, you have this guaranteed fallback. And if you win the lane and you get it a bunch of ancient stacks, you're just so far ahead of anybody else, it's hard to fight.
If I see Shaker or Saiyan King mid, I'm going in there and I'm blocking those camps as much as I can. That's your biggest accelerant going into that mid game. So Analog definitely getting slowed down here. Whisper trying to make up for it, doing some creep cutting. Very hard target to all in and bring down.
They might be able to get him here.
They're going to try.
Yeah, a decent amount of mana, so Pure can do some damage, and with the Void Spirit, it's guaranteed. They pull him back in off of the Glimpse. And GPK nets another one. Analog will cut what waves he can just to try and deny some golden experience away from BB Team, but the damage has been done. Pure, despite Kataomi's roaming around the map, is 33-7 in CS. This is, I mean, he had this similar CS score in like 15 minutes last time around.
Oh, he's cruising here. Way stronger and more fluid early game for BB Team than we saw yesterday. They're picking it up here, and this is the right time to do it, and against the right team. Again, you do not want to fall behind in this game. You get those helms up, your laning is really solid at that point. You can start to push heroes off of the lanes. You can threaten the towers. Those gank rotations are going to turn into objectives if Heroic can't battle back.
And they need Analog in order to battle back. The faster he gets his Blink Dagger, the better. Good glimpse. Make sure the Kataomi stays alive. Schofield is getting a little behind here in experience.
I was just looking at it. This Queen did not want to take a lot of the experience off the lane from the Bristleback and has done some stacking, so Schofield's going to be the one super far behind in this game. I mean, he can absolutely make up for it in the fights, get that experience back. But he is a big playmaker for this squad. It hurts to see him on this super sacrificial role. Maybe he'll leech a bit off the stacks here. I mean, you got to pay him back somehow, right?
Kataomi certainly knows this is going on. He secures the power rune for GPK. Question is, will GPK go into the triangle at the right time here? The Earthshaker has been missing for such amount of time. He's got to be careful not to get too close, though. Analog is going to hold on to the Echo Sent for as long as possible. BB Team will manage to soak some of that experience. Now GPK, now the stacks are cleared, he goes in for a kill. He'll chase after Schofield, misses the Remnant this time around, still got the glimpse on him. 2 seconds till the blink is back up. The bushwhack lands before the blink can get him away to safety.
They did get some of that experience leash. Kataomi getting to level 5 off that stack being cleared. They sapped it across both heroes, I believe. Pretty decent win for BB Team. It's really tough to get in there and contest the actual creeps, but if you can get the experience, it's a huge boon. Schofield will recover his game a little bit, also pushing up to level 5. Very even across the board. Just be a matter of Analog finishing up this blink, and then you can look for some aggressive plays onto this Void Spirit, potentially. Quick smoke here from Save. He wants to get GPK's momentum built even more here.
Dynamic duo of Save and GPK. They have been the ones on BB Team who have secured them or brought back many a mid-game. Just these two running around, finding kills. And they're looking for one on Yuma here.
He's tanky.
He is. If Yuma had some sort of creep to jump to, he might have been able to get away. But even after the rebound, there was still the glimpse. BB Team brought in Kataomi, 4 heroes in the bottom lane. And why not? If they get a kill like this, if they clear out this bottom lane, the tower is free for the taking. It's a Lycan, it's a Helma Dom, it's kind of guaranteed.
It's just dying. Double Troll Summoner down here. All this skeleton rally on top of wolves, on top of each other. So much tower damage. This tier 1 just got shredded.
Trying to secure power runes here. Instead, going for the kill on Kataomi. A Fissure will help out here, slowed down by the Hellbear. They certainly got it, but the trade-off, GPK trying to do some damage. Sonic Wave just got picked up. Big damage on save in the back lines. They focus on GPK, though, and they've got the Sentry in place. Despite the Invis Room pickup, they still hit the kill necessary for Heroic, as it felt like things were slipping away a little bit.
Really nice connection from Schofield. He hits 3 Screams plus the Sonic Wave on 2. Max damage coming out from that fight. Your Queen of Pain right there. Hits his mark. That's exactly what you want from this support. It'll get him to an early fighting item here. And a really nice connection with the cores.
I will say this combination of mids that are able to go hit jungle, the Earthshaker, Beastmaster, the 2 that come to mind, clear out stacks, giving an opportunity for supports that fall behind like Schofield did in this game, and just give them the mid lane for a while. Right? It has done wonders for a lot of these 4 positions that have found themselves a little bit starved in experience trying to give solo to their off lane.
I agree. They did a nice job recovering Schofield here, prioritizing and do not want that Sonic Wave on off the bat for too long.
Straight up Echo is the burst damage. There it is. They got him with the trio of Whisper, Analog, and Schofield. They pick up that kill, but the pressure from BB Team is still on. They may be finding kills around the map for Heroic, but BB Team are taking towers.
The rally continues here. Glyph already popped this tower. It's going to fall really fast, and you use that Echo top, so they're very confident to push. In fact, they want more. They want mid and a kill top, looking for the glimpse, plus the sharp shot.
Managed to get the shot on him. He's going to be broken into the Static Storm for the guarantee. Not messing about whatsoever. As Heroic back away after taking the tower of their own, they lose a core.
This is a really fast-paced game right now. Everybody's just looking for more off of the initial play, and those are generally the games where Disruptor thrives, because you always get that +1. You always get that secondary kill off the little tower of the fight. Kataomi having himself a very strong early game here. Sonic Wave back up for him.
Got him, but they used the glimpse, so unfortunately a bit of overlap there. It doesn't matter. GPK, thanks to the amp damage, had more than enough to bring down Schofield and another outer tower pressure. The kill combo of GPK and Save, combined with Miro and his efficiency in taking towers, is taking map control away from Heroic at a blistering pace.
This is where this anti-mage looks so much different than past iterations of the hero. I mean, Pura's contributed with this helm to a lot of pushes. He's been stable on that top lane. He's farming incredibly fast. You picked him off twice, but he has not slowed his game down at all.
And you simply can't say the same about Yuma's Marcy.
Nope.
Another break onto the Bristleback. Underneath the tier 2, this just cannot happen. Sonic Wave goes out, already got the Dissimulate. Nice hit from Yuma though, lands on top of the Void Spirit, toss him back into Kataomi. They'll finish off the support, but can they get the core? This is a crucial kill. GPK trying to hide away, goes to the desperate teleport out, but there's a Fissure. That'll stop him in his tracks. Heroic, they do strike back. Just about to point out the fact that Yuma, despite having top net worth, has not really been an active force in this game, but he shows up at the perfect time.
The points he has chosen, though, have been very good. That mid-fight where he helped them get extra kills, and now this top lane, you help pick up the Void Spirit again. He has shut down the Void Spirit's momentum off of the carry roll. Can't really ask for more. He's had himself probably his best tournament ever. I think that is easy to say. He's continuing to put the pressure on here. Quick smoke from Heroic. The pace just does not stop. They want to free up some space to finish the Marcy BKB. No Sonic Wave for this play, but you do have that Echo Slam Blink Dagger available for Analog. Looking to find his mark. Would love to find a big core target off this smoke, especially if you're bringing multiple cores. This could be Whisper just farming that Ags. Instead, he's looking for the aggressive potential. Scan hits.
Oh, right as he's on top of the Ancients. Perfect opportunity for a big Echo Slam. A ton of damage. Miro, he's going to go for the shapeshift, and they don't have enough stuns. In fact, they're going to turn back around. The Earthshaker's in trouble. A Static Storm on 2. The Quap runs out of it, but the cores are stuck inside. Schofield makes his blink away. A glimpse to pull him back to his doom. They thought the opportunity. Miro was farming up Ancients, but the damage, they underestimated just how tanky this Lycan truly is.
A total disaster of a play for Heroic. They just didn't have the Ags on the Bristle. You're missing a lot of damage. There's not that many creeps around for this Echo Slam, and that Wolf, he's got over 2,000 HP. That is not an easy target to go in, especially without that Sonic Wave. Again, you made that play without the Queen of Pain ulti. If you have it, it's a guaranteed kill.
With the Lycan coming online, this Helm of the Overlord with the Void Spirit picking up a shard soon. We've seen the way that this is just kind of clears out waves or neutral camps wherever he lays this Aether Remnant. And all these outer towers gone. It feels like Heroic is just going to be shoved into, their own little 1/3 of the map. And it's going to be BB Team owning everything else, which is really scary to think about when the Battle Fury is completed for Pure. Right? He's just going to be hoovering up the entire map.
And their catch is really limited. This is a great catch team, but you only have so many spells to try and find this AM with. And as you said, there's a lot of units that are going to be on this map from both teams. A lot of Doms in this game. You have Chen Creeps, you have Lycan Wolves, a lot of scouting potential to help you rat if you really want to. And that is part of BB Team's game plan here. They want to free up the space for the Lycan and the AM to just get these side lanes in. They're going to be ghosts on the map. You're not going to be able to catch them. This next 10 minutes could be really difficult for Heroic to find the type of team fight they're looking for.
If they can find that fight, though, the BKB on Marcy
it's good right now.
should ensure they win it. I feel like they do win on 5-on-5. It's just unlikely they get the initiation for it as BB Team continues to pick them off around the map. Schofield shot down right in front of his mid-tier 2. Not even the middle of the map is safe.
And this is the issue. This kill team can play around that mid lane. You're going to have issues shoving it back out unless you commit multiple cores here. And the whole time you're worrying about this situation, AM's farming out top, Lycan's farming out bottom. Side lanes are getting pushed back in from units. This map is not fun to play right now.
Analog will be able to match the Void Spirit's ghost shove that he's able to do with his own Fissure spam.
Yeah, but look at how clumped they are. Afraid to go on GPK. I mean, especially with the shield rune. He's just unkillable right now.
Yeah.
But you're getting corralled. A lot of heroes by this bottom tier 2. You have to regain some map control here. Either smoke out, get some wards, look for the pick-off, or back each other up to get these lanes out. You have more information to play off of right now. This is turning into a lane shove game where the AM has free reign, and that is not the style of game you want with this Heroic lineup.
No, not at all.
Here's that smoke. They have everything available. Sonic Wave gives you the extra damage right now. And that BKB timing on Yuma, really powerful if he can just lay into some cores.
It feels like if this smoke doesn't land...
I mean, how do you land this smoke, though? This is the issue.
You just got to go blind. But if it doesn't land, I feel like they are almost going to be forced into late game scenarios, right? It just doesn't feel like they're going to ever get enough map control to take over the mid game the way they want to.
This might land. Smoke from BB going straight into them, unaware of the positioning.
And it's 2 supports, but they throw it inside the Fissure pit. They do not hit the 2 supports that are on the side, but thanks to the Bristleback cutting in from the side, they should be able to still get them. Schofield makes his blink away, but he's still going to take out in the end. Pretty clumped. Miro's going to chase after him here. Echo Slam attempted, but GPK's already jumped away with it to Dissimulate. He's got a haste rune here. Oh, they're trying to blow him up with the Marcy, though. The Fissure goes out. They've got the damage. 2 swings from Yuma. 2 rounds of that ultimate. And the Void Spirit, he may be tanky, but not enough there. Winning a fight right outside the Roshan pit. You couldn't ask for a better situation for Heroic.
Very awkward start. They thought the smoke broke because they were doing Roche, so you had to kind of blink in blind. But it gets the job done. This Shaker's just such a menace in these early team fights. And both the supports going down for BB Team early means you lose all your control. Your cores are not that useful if you don't have stuns to back them up. The Lycan's a threat here. It does force a buyback out of Schofield, but Schofield's happy to commit this buyback to get a fight into that Roshan. It's just such a big win in this game when you were getting ratted onto these side lanes. And Pure not confident enough to go in here with limited resources. Not great mana void targets this game. He doesn't want to be dragged into these fights right now. He'd rather have the game just be split up across the map. He was having a great time. Now all of a sudden, Heroic pick up some steam. They're going to get another aura on the Chen as KJ will finish mech on top of the drum. A lot more sustain coming into this already pretty tanky lineup with the 2 brawlers on the front line, plus the Marcy, who now is an Aegis.
Momentum shifting back over to Heroic side after that team fight. The smoke, it worked out beautifully. Now it's time to see if they can actually be a little bit more on the offensive, if they can actually get some of that map control back. Some of the ways they're trying to address this, they've got Schofield going more lockdown in the Rod of Atos. Pure, he got hit by the stun, push back in. So much burst damage.
Beautiful connection there. That's a very limited window to hit that. They hit it absolutely on point. Yuma making his presence felt again. And that was Pure getting a little greedy, trying to kill some Chen creeps and Dom creeps. He actually mana voided them too. It just shows you how much it takes to get some of these off the map sometimes.
Oh, yeah, he's been man-avoiding neutral creeps probably every 2 minutes or so.
Yep.
He hasn't done it off cooldown, but he has been done it a number of times this game. Probably feeling like if he can just get to the late game, he'll be able to win it for his team. But farming that area in particular, I think, is dangerous because you know that Heroic, considering they have the Aegis, they're going to go for the Tormentor at some point. They're going to play to that side of the map soon.
Straight into the Queen of Pain, rewarded for the buyback earlier, and a nice shard to pick up. Silence could be really influential in this game, especially against the AM against the Void Spirit. This is a super nice game for the Queen of Pain shard, especially when you're on support. Like, you can just aggressively blink in, go for the silence. If you trade your life for a core, that's a win. You're not a core Queen of Pain, who cares?
Found the Disruptor. BB team maybe trying too hard to get control of the map. The Disruptor very far forward there.
Oh, their momentum has been killed in this game. Heroic starting to take a lot more control than I expected.
Sage spots KJ, trying to take some Lotuses, and he's got no allies in the area. He's definitely going to die. And BB team know it too, thanks to this lane ward they have at bottom.
Awkward area to end up as the Chen.
Yeah.
He's getting farmed though. You gotta remember this Chen lineup, that like 35 minute mark, you get that third aura item on him, you have Hand of God to back it up. That's a lot of HP for this BB team to get through. They have pretty good single target focus, but their AoE team fight is really lackluster. So they have to pick their mark very well. They have to all in that first core that they see. Potentially even reset the fight after that. Getting one kill is not going to get them a team fight victory here.
Save getting a bit of information. Spotting some heroes, maybe trying to block any potential smokes. Playing off this ward.
I would be surprised if BB want to fight right now. It just doesn't look possible.
I mean, the way that Katomi is playing into Heroic, I don't know. It's a little different. 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, yeah, BB team had full control of the game. They may be able to pick off Analog here. Yeah, he is shot down, just too much damage.
Playing around that one ward they have down there, super nice find. Felt confident with the shield rune plus Hand of God, but the Vessel off of GPK will negate a lot of that potential healing to come through. It gives you confidence to go for these pickoffs, and that's where this lineup will thrive. Just keep finding solo kill pickoffs. Don't let Heroic group up and take objectives or force the team fight. You're going to be a lot happier around the map. We see what the anti-mage is doing top. He'll instantly get pinged. I mean, you can ping him, but to go and kill this man takes a lot of time, takes resources.
Yeah, if you don't kill him right now, he's going to have a Manta, making it even harder to pick him off when you get that jump, like that silence from the Quap, for example.
Interesting smoke from BB. Going through the gate. Almost like they're reading some sort of play that was going to go on the AM and they were trying to back him up. Instead, they just run into Whisper.
Yeah, it's just a Whisper. Now, he has a BKB. He pops it now. He's got his team joining him. They've got some Suns on Pure. Pure is the one who has to blink away. And what they get out of it, still 250 gold off of that Helm of the Overlord creep. Something to work with.
BB team just out. Continue to farm the map. No reason to take that fight head on. That'll waste the Aegis period here for Yuma. Time's out. So that next Roshan potentially in 3 minutes, you're looking at that. And you really want it if you are Heroic. You gotta gear up for that fight. Could be a fight that BB easily contest if they have some nice item timings for it.
I don't know. I mean, you're going to get Aghanim Scepter on the Void Spirit, but is that going to matter if you're matched up against triple BKBs?
The BKB timing is going to be tough for BB to fight into, but they potentially have Nullifier on Lycan, that Ags on the Void. If you can get to another item on the AM, I think that team fight is absolutely doable. Again, you're looking to go in, get a target, or pop BKBs, reset, kite that fight out, re-engage. It's not just an all-in slam.
Sure.
For Heroic, it's a lot more straightforward. You can just go in and slam.
Yeah, see hero, stun hero, all in.
Especially Yuma. If stuns connect on a target and he can get in there with the rebound, he's just going to shred anybody in this game. This Marcy AM matchup is not fun for AM until, 4th, 5th item, you can start to kite the fight out and maybe survive.
Even then, I don't think it's ever
good for Marcy. Yeah, I don't think it's ever good, but at least then you have a route to take the fight. Right?
Sure.
You can try and dodge and play away from the Marcy, kill other heroes, kite him out. But Yuma's going to be really confident in this matchup, and if he can finish this Daedalus, which is coming out very soon, it's going to take 2-3 seconds of stun duration. This AM's gone. And there it is.
There's the Daedalus and the damage buff up of the Vlads from the Chen.
Could also potentially find an Alpha Wolf in this game. You could buff his damage considerably here.
Yeah, and Bristleback won't say no to that either, right? We have two big physical damage hitters. And because we see this Bristleback scale up, we've unfortunately seen a battle for Bristleback even, but the Seeing Red facet is no joke going into the late game. And even the Earthshake, a lot more magic damage out of him, but that Enchant Totem still hits pretty hard. This AM is not going to be protected in this game.
So I think you have to almost go 4 or 5 items on Pure before you take the head-on fight. I just don't think he can enter it. Maybe you get a really nice Mana Void target after BKBs are out.
They know he's here, but the Fisher just a little shy. GPK able to get a jump away, and now Schofield is an easy pickings for BBT.
Their long-range poke and kill is so nice with this trio.
Yeah.
Just so low committal. You can't turn that play. There's nothing to turn on.
Yeah. Much harder for, I think, particularly for Marcy, who is kind of the shortest range core of these initiators. Like, you can't really contest this, like, 1,500 range that BB Team is working with.
No shot. The fight for Heroic has to be within Yuma's range, and it has to be centered around that Marcy damage. And every time you overreach or that fight gets stretched out, way harder to connect with your biggest damage source. So more time for BB to split this map. Game continues to be dead even.
Yeah, well, look at that. I mean, Whisper is thinking the same thing. Yeah, I need to get on top of these heroes. He buys up a Blink Dagger. Yuma buys up a Blink Dagger. Double blinks for Heroic, trying to solve the gap close issue.
I like it. More mobility in the fight to find your core target. More instant damage follow-up on the stuns from the Shaker. That could be a big problem for you in this game. The Blinks should fix that. And Analog, he's going to find a gift down here.
Yeah, what is this? Pure, once again, farming just a little bit too aggro.
See ya.
They are more than willing to drop double ultimates to get a big kill like this, particularly when Roshan is in that spawn tier.
That's a huge find. Absolutely huge. Just gifted. I mean, I think that was a look of surprise from Analog. He's like, wait, this is real AM just sitting here farming.
Yeah. And that Roche will be in 30 seconds time. So Heroic are going to set up for it, hoping it'll spawn sooner rather than later.
That's a really long spawn for them. A little unfortunate here.
But it also means they can just keep trying to take fights. They'll run into some wards, clear out the area. Thanks to a gem on Yuma, not even the Wolves are safe to scout out Heroic.
Max spawn. You try and force it now. 15 seconds on the AM. There's a window here. I mean, they have a lot of physical burst to put into this.
I also feel like it's easy for them to do it with just 1 or 2 heroes. Not a ton of risk in that regard.
Yeah, you just man up here. I mean, again, BB's pit fighting is pretty lackluster. Even if you're clumped in that pit, what's to punish you? Static Storm Drop on a mass BKB lineup? Who cares?
And even the Wolves, if they're not killed by the Marcy, they're converted by the Chen. Schofield, I mean, he's been punished a number of times for these aggressive blinks. Apparently, he just does not care. The smoke wraparound, though, is coming from DB Team. Moving up through the river, and Heroic have a lot of heroes inside of this pit right now. This is pretty dangerous. They're just all inning for it, trying to finish up this Roshan now, and they will be able to do so before BB Team strike. Now, a Bushwhack grabs a couple, Sonic Wave goes out, and with Whisper blinking up to the high ground, it's hard for BB Team to get through. Nevertheless, they get on top of the Static Storm and take away the 2 supports. But do they want to fight this Marcy? After all, he's got BKB, he's got the Aegis, but it looks like Yuma has called it quits. He wants to back away. Whisper doesn't want to do the same. Nullifier placed onto Yuma as he's being hounded by the Wolf, but they go after the Bristleback now, who's just barreling forward still, refusing to back away. Now he pops his BKB, but it's a bit too late. The physical damage, it's stacked up, and he's dead.
Gem on the ground. Beautifully played fight from BB Team. They got the angle. They take the Chen down first. That's your biggest target. Take the sustain, the auras out of the fight. You get the other support on top of that, and then you're able to kite it out. And there's just no ult for Yuma halfway through. he's got to bail in that situation.
Yeah, I don't mind Yuma making the call to bail, but why are they not on the same page? Why is Whisper pushing after kills and Yuma backing out?
It got very disconnected very early. The start wasn't terrible, but they could not protect their supports, and this Lycan is doing some work in these fights. He's just chasing people down, and there's no real control for him. Nobody wants to commit on that target. Big team fight when, even though the Aegis will go to Yuma, he does keep it here. It's something Heroic can play around, but not the team fight win they were looking for.
I mean, I think the bigger loss, I think the Bristleback dying, that sucks. But I think the loss of the gem,
it hurts.
It hurts so badly when you're the ones wanting to take team fights. We already saw the last Aegis expire without a big team fight forced, right? Oh, they're coming through the gate. Miro, you see this, right? You see what's coming your way. You just took the Tormentor, but you might just die for it to get the grab on him. Hit him with a stun, lock him down with a Rod of 8 Toes, and once again, the Unleash combined with the Sonic Wave, they've got him. A Bushwhack, grab on a 2 though. See, he's going to burst down KJ, and he makes a break for it. He's out of here.
Nice little pickup from Save. That is a 7x streak on that Lycan.
Okay, Analog's not messing about. He could have waited for that Ghost Scepter to fade away and just Enchant Totem hit him, but he didn't want to take any chances.
That's a very hard exchange to evaluate. I feel like it's kind of worth it for the Lycan. The Shard went to the Hoodwink. That's the one you wanted here.
Sure.
It's to use that Boomerang to pick up another support kill. Like, that exchange is okay, but that was a big streak on the Lycan. A lot of gold going into the Queen of Pain there. Still, it's time for Pure,
who does have a Butterfly. So he has an answer, kind of, to the Marcy for a little while.
But he has to pick his blink target perfectly in the fight. Like, if he blinks in and he just ends up in the middle of the bristle of the Marcy, his fight's over.
Yeah.
Nothing to bail him out of that situation. So he really has to let other heroes go in first. He needs to see the fight develop and come in later. It cannot be the first point of contact for BB team. And Heroic will take that every time. I mean, if they see Pure, they're jumping him. They're all in him. Marcy is just going to slay him.
2 minutes left on the Aegis, and the lanes are actually kind of in Heroic's favor. They're getting them all over that mid line of the river.
They have some map
See what they can do
with
it.
I mean, it's likely they will try and smoke during this Aegis period. I don't think they are confident enough to push mid tier 2 straight up. That feels a little brazen, given how these fights are going.
Whisper trying to catch Analog. He gets him with a blink forward, hits one stun. They need detection. They really want to get this gem back into their favor and should be able to do so. There's just no outrunning this situation. So the gem is back on Heroic's side. That means that they can make these movements without wards or wolves scouting them out as often.
That was the easiest gem recovery of their life.
Kind of was.
Surprise Save was out that far carrying it. Could have given it to GPK or something. I mean, this gem is just so valuable for the wolf scouting. Having confidence about the vision going into the team fight, and you give up pickoffs like this, it's going to lead to objectives for Heroic. They're going to feel a lot more comfortable grouping. This will be a free tier 2 top, as Pure gets a free tier 2 bottom. Santimage picking up the rat action.
And I think he asked a rat because I still don't believe that BB team are going to be able to take the 5-on-5. You've got, even with the Aegis expiring, you've got this Shen who's going to pick up a shard, right? He gets one of those golems. That aura makes this squad, this triple strength core, so tanky. I just kind of don't believe that Pure has the damage to deal with that.
He doesn't want to take the fight straight up, but if you can rat, you can put Heroic in an awkward position. Maybe you get a numbers advantage somewhere. Maybe the single core pickoff that we've seen BB do a bunch of times with the damage from this Hoodwink comes through and gets a hero really low, forces out early BKBs. This kind of chaotic situation can create openings for the anti-mage to come into that fight later. Again, you're not looking to go in here and man-fight the Marcy, but he can do a lot of damage. He is incredibly farmed in this game. Helmet Dominator, Battle Fury, Anti-Mage is doing what it does best, pushing towards that level 25, getting incredibly farmed. There's a full Abyssal Blade. That is something that lets you fight this Marcy. In fact, you probably have the advantage right now with full Abyssal plus Butterfly before the MKB comes out on Yuma. In fact, well, he just finished it, actually. He's also very farmed, so...
Yeah, I
didn't get a fight out at this exact timing. That's kind of what they're looking for, right? You get this Abyssal, you're okay, I can go in, I can Abyssal stun this Marcy, I can give us a little bit of a bigger window.
Whisper, he's going to be one to break this smoke. They do not want to go after this bristleback, but maybe they have to. Oh, go! They actually can go for it. Still, though, the Echo Slam hits on Miro. He gets off his BKB, and Yuma does not get a bash. He couldn't get the lockdown. A glimpse back with the BKB lasts just long enough for Analog. A Fissure as they try and retreat backwards here. Yuma does not see the opportunity. They may have to leave behind KJ, whether it's the Void Spirit or a glimpse. Maybe they can protect him still with the Fissure as he gets up to the high ground. Pure with the Helmet Dom spots him, but Disruptor too far away for now. So in the end, it's Whisper to die. Not much else out of that fight. I guess Schofield did buy back once again. He is certainly not making a whole lot of progress in that network chart.
Just huge burst damage coming out on that first target they run into. No bristleback back interaction. They just go heads up, chain stun him off the Bushwhack Remnant Abyssal. Overwhelming damage. Trying to pick up Save again. Yeah, Save once again not expected. Ooh, at the Sonic Wave. He tried to push him back into his team. That's okay. All is forgiven as long as the outcome is still income for Heroic. The crazy thing is they took that Bristle down, they have Heroic on the run, and you're still hesitant to straight up chase with the AM. Because you don't want to blink into this Marcy just yet. Will be 25 for Pure. And that'll be Mana Void cooldown. Nice little talent for him. Thinking about BKB here, that would give him a lot more confidence to go in early in the fight. Not afraid of the Shaker chain stun potential.
Now he can Mana Void even more neutral.
It's efficient. Brought the Shaker down bottom, plus the Marcy, maybe looking for a quick pickoff on one of these waves. They will only find illusions. This feels like the point in the game where BB wanted to get to with this lineup, right? You stalled out the early momentum. You fought through those first two Roshans. Now you're getting to the late game with the Anti-Mage, with the Lycan split push. You have a lot of scaling to fall back on. You have a Disruptor Ags you can get into. You have 3 more items on GPK that he can eventually build into here. A lot of room to scale.
I feel that way for both sides. I mean, the Void Spirit, known to be quite the menace in the late game, and they've got some very solid supports behind it, but Heroic also have like this tri-core lineup. It's not just all in on the Marcy. I think their biggest problem is going to be, that man right there, Schofield, and how well he's able to progress. Having to buy back 2 different times, and the sacrifices he took in the laning phase means that he is not scaling the best. But even he is working towards a Scythe of Ice, and as long as he's got levels, he'll have damage.
Smoke coming through. BKB done for Pure. He buys out for this moment.
A fresh blood right for Analog. This Octarine opting for that over the Refresher. They're going to spawn Whisper, try and burst him down again. Whisper wants to make sure he gets off the BKB first. But it does mean that the commitment from BB team, they can just go in and out. Oh, the Echo Slam whip there. Analog takes a bit of damage from somewhere, stopping his blink forward.
Got clipped.
Covers them with the Fissures. Miro. Okay, they managed to get the glimpse back. All in for the Earthshaker. The Mana Void is ready to go. Pure will use it, puts it to use, brings down the mid laner Heroic. Now Schofield in some trouble, looking for his blink back inside the base. Heroic again losing the fight, but also still limiting their losses to 1 or 2 heroes. These fights, they just are not clean one way or the other.
Can see what BB team are trying to do though, right? Go and get that target, kite the fight out. They threaten the Chen. You have to BKB Lycan. He gets out of there. There's just no clear jumper target for Heroic. If that Echo Slam lands, it could be a very different story. But Analog is really struggling to find the window here. It's just units constantly on him. There's random damage sources. It's not clean. GPK continuing, just trying to get something out of Heroic right now.
Yuma is not a threat without a Basher.
Nope.
Like this Void Spirit and this Lycan just keep on going into the fight, and there's nothing to control them during their BKBs. You have to get that BKB piercing disable for Yuma. I think there's no other way.
You have Hex on the Queen now. I mean, most of the control that Heroic have, especially with the Hex online now, is them initiating. Them finding the first target and letting the Marcy go in on top of that. I don't think we've seen that for probably 20 minutes.
I think it's always difficult to do, right? That is one of the advantages that Lycan gives you.
100%.
All these Helmet Dom creeps plus the Wolves, they just always seem to have vision over you. Combine that with the Disruptor.
You have to just smoke and jump off the smoke. That's your best chance in this game.
And this may be the perfect opportunity. BB team very brazen in their attempts. It is going to be interrupted by GPK here, but if they get the jump on the GPK, got him with the ankle slam. A response from Conte on me. It's not good enough. He got a good static storm, but the BKBs are already out. Pure, he's going to go for Whisper once again. Hits a big mana point. Whisper, not dead yet. Gets a little bit of heals out of the Chen, and he's staying alive for now. Pure, he has to back away. Miro's right in the middle. They solo jump in, but Echo Slam, no, it doesn't do much. Pure, he finishes off Analog with the lock-in. Rodamatos and BKB is gone for Miro, and so is his life. 2 cores down on the side of BB team for the one of Heroic. Heroic have the advantage for Roshan, but now it's switching over to the other side. Oh, God, the shield rune. Right in front for Heroic. The Scythe of Ice doesn't stop the rune grab here, but they do have an nullifier. Oh, what a beautiful bushwhack on a 2! They try and blow up Yuma. Not quite. He blinks after him, hits him with another bash, and finishes him off. Now Whisper. He's up next. Rodamatos holding back for now, but he's got to blink up. He'll chase after Whisper. And save once again with the bushwhack. A glimpse back, pulling him back to his demise. Pure working him through. A Scythe of Ice and a buyback. This has to work for Yuma, and he gets it. A monster kill on the enemy. Stops Kataomi as well. And that means Heroic. It was a risk, but it pays off. They have control of the pit.
Sick bushwhacks from Save, but BB end up overextending into the Marcy buyback. Not ready for Yuma round 2. And Whisper dealt so much damage to that anti-mage. He bursted him down with the Quills, 11 stacks, 2,000 going into Pure. He just could not survive the physical onslaught.
The buyback, I think this is coming too late.
Oh,
GPK try jumps inside the pin. Can he grab it? He's got it! GPK, he rips it away from Heroic. And now, it came at a cost. It cost them the buyback. If Yuma dies here, he's in trouble. He got BKB unleashed. Now it's Pure. He's in trouble. Gets off the man to hit by a stun. And a Missile Blade goes off. A Fisher to try and stop him, but he's away. And now, danger time. BKB not up for Yuma. He's dead. A dieback. 2 minutes. Heroic kept the fight on without him. With just 1 core to do it. And being hounded by the Wolf. Miro chases after them all the way back to their fountain. All the way back if necessary. They will find that 3rd core. And Heroic now on the brink of death. They've been cleaned up all over, and BB team have full control to push as many buildings as they want.
What is there to say? One time and time again, this team goes to GPK to make the plays. Absolutely salvaging that team fight, steals the 2nd life away from Yuma, destroys his presence off of the buyback.
Will it be enough?
The chase down. They pass Cheese over to Pure. It was a beautiful itemization usage. Gives him the strength to keep pushing on, and they just want the game here.
As always, Pure has called to end the game. And it's going to be an Earthshaker buyback to try and hold it.
Without the Marcy, though, it just feels impossible. No Bristleback buyback available.
They simply just do not have the damage. Nothing will stop BB team at this point. Try as he might. He tries to go in with his BKB. They pop the cliff. But it is delaying the inevitable. BB team, they have routed you, they have outfarmed you, and they will take game number 1.
What a game 1 it was. These teams are just... I think he struggled the most in that game 1. It wasn't all on him. It was just a really tough game to find the angles for those Echo Slams against so many summons, so much scouting, a long-range poke lineup. You're against the anti-mage. Not the easiest Shaker game here. He gets the priority in that last pick. They put him on a super high damage dealer that can just get in the fight, play against a lot of heroes that he can just take down instantly. Looks like a great game for the Leshrac, and he has the silencer to cover him. I mean, what a silencer game. You're against Timbersaw, Darkseer, Dark Willow, Bane. This curse is going to hurt in the team fights. The global silence can bail out the grip. Looking at those 2 heroes for Heroic to have big games here in game 2 and force this into a game 3. And if you're BB team, as the panel mentioned, you are trying to play some heroes that have not been too successful so far. Doesn't mean they can't work here, but they have been struggling.
Save in some trouble. Already used the Shadow Realm. Unless he can juke through the trees, he is gone. That's going to be first blood to Yuma. And that is quite the boon because the off lanes on both sides are suffering. Schofield will end up going down. Both supports will die, but it's Heroic who walk away with the extra bounty in first blood.
And there's some money tree action going on.
Wait,
Nature's Prophet looking for the gold bags. Not a facet we see a lot, if at all. But if you start snowballing with it, it's definitely a little extra income. I did not have this on my TI bingo card.
No, I didn't either. I do remember that it was so bad they had to buff it up, but it seemed like the numbers still weren't quite right. I guess in this matchup, it does kind of look like a free lane for them. So if you don't need the extra lane sustain out of the heal, why not, right? It's a double range matchup against a double melee matchup. Like, surely you should win this scot-free. Oh, flat vacuum pull back in, trying to go for KJ Fairy Fire. Ooh, he walks back into the Ion Shell and will be run down and saved. He's already healed up enough. Refraction from Yuma is quickly burned through, and he'll have to back away. No rebuttal here. Schofield, meanwhile, Fairy Fire of his own is going to be popped to stay alive.
This double melee offlane's really suffering against the double range, plus the presence from this Furion. Look towards Pure to have a big game for BB Team. He can set the pace, he can drive tempo around the map, he can TP into all these plays, give you the extra gold off the money tree sprouts. Those can go either way too. You know, anybody can pick up those bags, so you really want to snowball off this facet if you can. True. At least have some bigger presence in the earlier team fighting. Particularly if the other lanes are going to be a struggle. This Darkseer lane is not going the best for BB Team. And Yuma has had an incredible start on this TA. Despite some of the early skirmishing going both ways, he's absolutely free farming down there. And they picked up the early kill. So it's going to be another strong laning phase for Heroic. The Leshrack's going to free farm. The TA is pretty much going to free farm down there. And if they can get something out of this double melee off lane, it's another really good start to a game where they can pick up the pace. Be very interesting to see who rotates supports into mid lane first in this game as well, because you are really eyeing these 6 and 8 minute power runes, and this is an explosive matchup. Start taking some of these later points in Edict, just so much damage on isolated targets fighting for those runes, or if you get an early haste or arcane, Leshrack can be devastating with it.
And frankly, if your Shaker is already kind of struggling, and he can maybe do some Fisher shenanigans to pull the lane back, why not move the Clockwork, say, into this mid lane and try and help the Lesh win that matchup?
I think Schofield has the most freedom here to decide what he wants to do. Trying to deny the water rune.
Miro chased down. The teleport will be canceled. A little bit surprising there. They were a bit low. Schofield brought low by the Nightmare. Katomi continues to menace this opposing support. He just cannot seem to use his cogs effectively at all. Every single time he tries to go for the cog hit, he just gets nightmared and hit a whole bunch.
Getting outplayed in this early game. Will at least deny the water rune out from GPK. It's a little minor win on that mid lane. That was his goal here, but another slow start for Schofield. And once more have to make it up, and this is not a game where you're going to get a huge amount of stacks up with this Clockwork and be able to fall back on that. You have to find some action around the map. Action continuing in this lane.
KJ not respecting the Shadow Realm Ion Shell combination. Maybe Yuma can, if he gets the kill on the core, it will all be worth it. But it's taking a lot of time off of lane. He still hasn't got to put the treads pick up. That'll help give him some extra movement speed to get the kill, and he does not get caught in the brambles. Perfectly manages his way through. Whisper, alone in lane, does not die. He still had some stick charges and a Lotus to burn through.
Third kill in this lane for Heroic, and a lot of solo experience going into the TA. Honestly, I think KJ, he's more than happy with that exchange. His TA is going to be ginormous. Already almost level 5. We'll have level 6 on the Leshrack mid as well. I mean, it's Whisper being sacrificed up here a little bit, but this lane was going to be the toughest lane no matter what. You pick these heroes for the mid game, not their laning prowess. You just have to survive through it here.
Considering how well Yuma is doing, I halfway expected the silencer, KJ, to go through the gate, maybe help out this top lane, but he's opted against it, instead playing for power runes.
They're just too weak up top. Too many resources got burned out there. That play is not available. You can look for the mid clash, however. Again, these power runes are super valuable for the Leshrack if you can secure them.
I love that, though. They already have the ward in place. They will run down KJ first, go back for the power rune, which spawns top. Works out well for them. Analog would have gotten it otherwise, but instead Katomi gets an amp damage, and he's going to pull Leshrack underneath the tower. Now it's going to be the Clockwork who wakes up that Leshrack. Leshrack going back in with a dive ball, doing massive damage onto Katomi. One kill and trying to get out. No stuns left. Save has already blown everything there, so Analog will be able to get away. Support for support trade-off.
Money bags collected for Pure. He's happy about that. Analog, did he overstep into the river?
He certainly did. Not having dive ball, he's in trouble. Sounds goes out though, and now GPK's the one who has overextended himself. Analog, he'll tick out. Analog didn't have to run forward. KJ will collect that kill. GPK offering a respectful tip to KJ for the rotation.
It's just such a good silencer game. They got it really late in this draft. He has great core matchups, great heroes to punish with the curse, and a great target for that global silence later. I expect a big game from King Jungles here. Pure feeling the heat of a Yuma rotation. Rocket Flare gives a little assist. But
yeah, a bit too late. If it had caught him as Pure ducked away to the trees, maybe they could have killed it, but now Whisper has been baited to go for that Pure kill. Templar Assassin can't jump into this, not with GPK. Timbersaw is showing. Analog still going to show up, though. He is so strong right now. He's going straight to Pure. That's a guaranteed kill. What else can you get out of this one? GPK tries to pick up a Yuma real quick. The refraction, blocking the damage, and missed the Timber Chain. Meanwhile, Analog, he cuts him down with that long-range chakram. The Facet comes through in the clutch for GPK, and he still has plenty of mana to work with. No more Diabolic Edict, so GPK has free reign of things. A triple kill for him.
That's the kind of fight you wish you had that silencer involved in a little bit more. 3 points in Curse. He could do some serious damage to GPK in these skirmishes.
He thought he was going to get involved there. Instead, Nightmare pulled into the chakram. Analog, he goes for the Pure kill again, but around these ancient stacks and 2 heroes behind him, Analog can't go for another kill on this Nature's Prophet. Pure trying to get nice and aggressive. They know the ward's up there on the high ground, thanks to the Nightmare from earlier.
And Whisper comes to defend these stacks. Does not want to lose anything. Does not want to split the experience. He needs this Echo Slam to recover. He will get it here, uncontested.
Yeah, Schofield's going to block out Katomi. No way that he ever gets close enough. In fact, if he tries, he'll just add more experience to Whisper's coffers. Slowed down by lightning a bit.
The hasted Timber.
Oh, yeah, that's a little scary. Oh, that's it for the Shadow Realm. Not good enough. GPK.
He wants
Are you going to try for it? Timber chain up, and he runs him down.
GPK boss gets that steal in game 1, and he is off to a 7-1 start here at the 8.5-minute mark. Just pure destruction coming out from this mid laner right now, who is on a warpath in this tournament, man.
Yeah, is there any doubt? He has to be the team, the player that is carrying his team the most in this tournament.
He is MVP in my mind right now. BB team are not here without his plays on the main stage. He'll have to go back to heal, but man, what a start for him. Playing into some tough heroes, too. These are not easy heroes for the Timber to skirmish early. He really just played the fights well. You end up inside the cogs, you end up against the silencer spells, you end up against chain stun from the Shaker or the burst damage from the Lesh. Not the easiest Timbersaw game in my mind, and he's had an incredible start here. It's going to go a long way.
He is the only reason that Heroic hasn't really broken away in
100%.
this early laning phase. I mean, they're still up by a K, but it could have been so much worse, right? He gets that kill on Yuma, and that top lane rotation, that could have been just Pure dying again. He's kept Analog down a bit, but he will be the center of attention for Heroic. Hook shot does land, and really no way out of this one.
Nope.
The cogs lock him in a cage, and the silence prevents any spells. Analog, he knows that he's going to have to stay one step ahead of this Timbersaw if they want to push this to a game 3.
And these smoke plays are so strong. They're not going to have a lack of damage like we saw in that game 1 where that play got turned around.
Not needed. Whisper already has his Blink Dagger. He gets in front of Katomi, and they chain the stuns for another kill into Analog. Now second in net worth, and Yuma is topping out the charts.
This is a perfect pace for Heroic. They love this style of gameplay, and this draft is built for it.
You just showed so many heroes, though. Yuma, he's left alone in this bottom lane and run down by a simple 1-2 punch of a Miro wall and save with the Bedlam. That is going to cost Heroic a decent amount.
Gotta respect this Helm creep with the Darkseer Ion Shell and the potential Vac Stomp that could come out. It's been a while since we've seen this combination, but it'll be live in this game. And all that space that the Timbersaw created allowed Miro to catch back up. He was doing farming. He was doing big stacks in the jungle. So this Darkseer's absolutely back in this game. They're trying to pick up the pace themselves.
Quell and Blade pick up, but the creep is on top of him with the Ion Shell. Echo Slam does go out. If they can trade this out to get the kill on Pure, it'd be massive. Whisper doesn't have enough damage by it. Oh, what a Cox hit! A Sprout over to the other side, and Chan Totem to stop him, though. And Pure, he's dead. He's aggressive. He's tried to be multiple of these rotations that resulted in his death, and Whisper is taunting him all the way to the grave.
You got to have some respect for BB team. They went in this game, and they're trying to play Heroic style of Dota. They are just taking the clash, just getting aggressive, but this is a terrifying team to play this fast against because they'll take it to you every single time. I mean, these are some of the best skirmishers in the world. Schofield in his element right now.
Smoke breaking, Schofield. He'll just wait it out. GPK runs right into that brick wall.
I'll try and smoke the supports around. Tower goes down. Scan still hits on that hill. They're looking for a bigger core target in the jungle. They want Yuma right now with this grip.
Is this two-man squad good enough, though?
They land the grip. They're going to try it all in.
They got him. And long-range hook shot. The grip is stopped, but the burst damage is still there. Now Schofield, big whirling death hit underneath the tier 2 tower. Cogs on cooldown, but BB team, they'll respect what Heroic have to offer. Backing away from the cliff and the multi-shot of the tower, not worth the risk for a simple support.
First part of that smoke did not succeed up the high ground, but they get the nice flank. Yuma just not expecting 2 supports to be taking him down, but Wrath of Nature gives you that extra damage on all these plays. There, however, is the Blink Dagger for the Leshrac, and this is when this hero becomes the scariest hero on the map. You pop the Edict, you blink on anybody, they're just gone. It's way too much damage for an isolated target. Expect a quick smoke out from Heroic. Still have that global silence to back him up too, so if you go in super aggressive as Analog, you can take that kind of fight. You can rely on KJ to bail you out of a really tough situation or some grip deep in the formation.
Did he have that global for the Fiend's grip on Yuma earlier? I have to imagine if you did have it, right? You would have popped it, right?
It's true. We have not seen it used.
Maybe Yuma expected he was going to get some sort of bailout here, but let's hope that global silence is put to better use here.
This is the same smoke path. They scanned it, and they have this ward still on the high ground. Their sentry in range never killed it.
Yeah, this is insane that this is still up. BB team unaware and caught out by it once again. Global silence just in case.
I think that was a little wasted global there, but...
Yeah, that did not feel necessary at all. They had that kill guaranteed. One courier. And a second couriers. Pure trying to juke it through the trees. Analog and Schofield, they tried their best, but distracted by the courier, they still got it. But it is Whisper dying on the other side of the map. As the aggression from BB team, they see all these heroes on the other side of the map. They're going to go for the Wisdom Shrine, expecting that Schofield will do the same on the Clockwork. But they're going to fight. Analog, he's going to jump right into the bait. Opts not to go for the Wisdom Shrine, gets the quick kill on the support. Can he get to the Wisdom Shrine in time? He opts for the stun. He does not want to go into melee range of this GPK Timbersaw that has been menacing the map the entire time. He takes the experience and makes a run for it.
Hook shot in 7 seconds here.
Save, he knows, I think he's given up his life to block the pass. Miro, he's run down by the dodgeball. That TP is not going to work for him. And it's GPK, the only man perhaps who can make it out. Schofield spots him. Oh, that hook shot just barely off the mark.
That is still a fight Heroic will gladly take in exchange for that shrine. They got so much of that. Some extra in for the silencer. It's up to 7 brain drain. And that Darkseer, he was the most farmed hero going into that fight. Miro quietly just having himself a game here, farming up at a very fast pace. Big kill to give away. It's your best team fighter on the side of BB. He just got locked in the cogs from Schofield, who chose to go to that fight over stealing the shrine. Absolutely the correct call. Arcane Rune in the river. Huge rune for both mids. Analog snags it. GPK not getting all the power runes he's used to. This is almost the downside for him having the best start out of everybody. Is this Timbersaw went 7-1, but you can't push your advantage into this lineup. There's too many spells that counteract you. You need defensive items. You need either super fast Lotus or super fast BKB, and I think it has to be the BKB he's eyeing up because there's just way too many disables for you to play into.
He also couldn't really use that momentum, not just because of the counters, but because his own supports don't start the fights. They can't really guarantee that heroes will stay inside the Timbersaw AoE, whether it's because of the global silence. Frankly, Heroic's heroes are just better for that, right? The Clockwork and the Earthshaker, they're going to be much more active at starting fights for their mid than BB team could be.
Control is just more reliable here. It's also longer range. Fissure plus hookshot, you can start the fight from anywhere. This Dark Willow Bane has to get in pretty close, and that's super risky against this lineup. There's a lot of interrupt. That grip is 0% guaranteed against the global especially, but even if the global gets thrown out, there's still a lot that can stop you.
Odesso online for Yuma, puts it to use, does not get the last hit on the mid tower. So missing a bit of bounty there. Analog, meanwhile, working his way through the jungle with this Invis rune, spotted out by a sentry. Did BB team with the night vision of Katomi. They certainly know this is coming, and he's going to be so far forward. He's going to be caught out the global silence. It hit, but the hook shot did not. Baited in by BB team. Analog will overstep himself, and his team might be punished for it. Schofield, the Force Staff, gets him away from Pure. They will not lose anybody else for that blunder.
All 5 heroes were there to punish him. Even the Furion coming in and lending a little helping hand, and the damage is just overwhelming. Even though you get Global to bail you out, you're stuck in the brambles. You're stuck in the chalk room. You just can't get out of there. If you have BKB, I mean, that looks way different, right? But that is a ways away right now.
Slowing this down is crucial. Any pickoff because of the Deso could lead to Roshan, right? But the faster you get this early Roshan and Templar Assassin, the happier you'll be, especially if you can do it during this night cycle where it is on the Radiant side. You can continue that cycle throughout the rest of the game. You'll always have that outpost advantage.
You just want to find any sort of pickoff right now. Keep hunting, keep abusing the fact that Lesh is super strong around the map and you have good initiation. Any sort of big skirmisher fight will lead you into that objective. They'll find a little Katayomi. Nice little pickoff there. I don't think this is enough to instantly force the Roshan, especially where you are on the map, but you can chain this into something else as well. And you look at the vision right now, you would love to get some deep vision on Dire side of the map if you are heroic. The more information you can get of where BB team are sending their heroes, the faster you can set these plays up.
Pipe complete for the Darkseer.
Oh,
BB teams... Yeah.
Pure almost just TP'd into Analog up top. But they actually had a Dire ward on that camp, so they saw him.
Oh, so he was teleporting to the Ancient camp,
and he was then about to go in there and farm. It would have been instant death. Nice defensive ops, saves Pure's life.
It does. Now that's the sort of pickoff that could have led to a Roshan scenario, but as it stands, Heroic, with the team fight item complete of the pipe, you can't just force this. The game is beginning to slow down.
Yeah, very strong pipe game. The TA is your one solution to that pipe, but the TA is also not the hero that wants to go in and just be in the middle of all the Ion Shells, the Brambles, the Dark Willow, Chakram damage. Like, it's a little overwhelming for Yuma right now.
Until you have BKB, that refraction isn't going to last long.
Just going to say, there's a lot of heroes who are going to want an early BKB in this game just so you can take the fights with confidence and ignore a lot of the damage coming out from both lineups, because both lineups are going to struggle against early BKBs here. You're negating a lot of control and a lot of spell damage. Huge amount of survivability to come out. Both teams playing a little scared right now. Clumped on the map. Again, there's just a lack of deep vision on either side of the map. You see how many sentries were spammed through these jungles. Yeah, it's ridiculous right now.
It is.
It's just both teams are kind of playing blind, looking for the next objective, which will be this Tormentor up top. BB camping it. They're a little early to the party, but...
I mean, better to be early than late. That's what it feels like Heroic's going to be. Are they not... Do you feel like they're at a disadvantage for contesting
No.
BB team? I don't think so either. I'm surprised they're playing so passive right now, but as we say that, both teams are going to go for their own smokes. Not going to be met, not going to be surprised on a Tormentor. Instead, they will clash inside the Dire jungle where BB team do have the ward advantage. But the initiation, it's going to be jumped onto the Darkseer with the Global Sounds over the top. 2 are wiped off the face of the earth, and now Heroic want more. Can they get that? Whisper, he's going to chase after him here. The silence wearing out. GPK, he gets the Timber Chain out of there, and Heroic call it quits. Good enough for them, I think, to do the Tormentor.
Gotta take it away right now. This area is entirely Dire's vision control. So you win fights here, it's super nice. Get a chance to D-Ward, get a chance to take that objective, save. Wants to get something going.
Good 4-staff. I mean, this early 4-staff picker has done wonders for GPK, though. He was pulled in by this, and there's too many stuns.
Overreaching, trying to find a little opening and stall this objective up. You end up paying even more of a price. The damage is overwhelming from this lineup right now. It's just no way to take an easy fight if Heroic are the ones jumping you. And that was a very fast hook shot Cogs, very fast blinking from Yuma. They have so much confidence to go in with their cores before all these BKBs are out because they have the global silence to back them up, whereas BB team do not.
And this jetpack could actually do a lot of work for Schofield. Helps him get out of Sprout, will help him find some of these supports, and maybe even the Nature's Prophet as he's been ratting around the map. BB team going to play to try and take this Wisdom Shrine. This is a crazy play. Schofield, he'll be Fiend's Grip right off the start.
Still gets it.
He still gets the Shrine. He will die. That's going to be triple ultimates used to kill this Clockwork. I think Heroic's perfectly fine with that.
If they can dodge fights when Global's on cooldown, That's the MO. And that's why BB Team were getting aggressive. They want to fight when the global's on cooldown. Massive opening for them, but we're just seeing, just dodge them on this cooldown, then you can regroup. When you have it up, you should have BKBs by then too. Though I say that, and Yuma opting for Daedalus instead, just wants more damage. Feels like the global will cover him enough, especially with his other cores going in besides him.
There is a trade-off. I can see both sides of this, but do you believe this is the right item choice for him?
Honestly, yeah, the way these fights are going, I think if you get the BKB on the Lesh, he can go in, the Shaker can go in, you have the clock to create space. The grip should automatically be canceled every fight. You're not too worried about that. I think just ramping the damage faster here is going to be amazing, especially if you get an Aegis on this T8. That's when it will pay off, right? If you get 2 lives on Yuma and he went this Daedalus over the BKB, he is going to be an absolute beast in the fight. It's a very scary item for BB to play against because they just don't have the physical mitigation right now. You don't have like a Shiva's on Timber. You don't have an AC on this Furion. You can dice these heroes up.
GBK backs out right as Heroic.
Oh,
no, the Echo Slam starts things off and he's gone.
Too easy.
If they have your Shaker and the Leshrac on one target, it doesn't matter who it is. Schofield finds the extra. He's going to jetpack, keep the vision on save, and eventually these Blink Daggers should catch up to him. There's the Fisher. And a Shadow Realm trying to dodge. They're actually maybe thinking about fighting this one. Miro's going to try and TP in. This is a little crazy, though. They still have the global silence.
Yeah, what is he doing?
And now Miro's in the middle of no man's land with nobody to help him. He tries to go for his own wall. Dead again. BB Team, what is going on? They're bleeding out hero after hero in fights that should just be simple pickoffs.
That is a massive blunder. You're going to feed some heroes away while Roche is on this side of the map. That is an instant draw for Heroic. They will claim this objective, and that is why this Daedalus build is going to pay off. Yuma, he knows they're stronger right now. He knows they can win the fights into the Roshan, pick the Aegis up, scale the damage. Way too fast for BB Team's lineup right now. They are now in a position where they have to find a way to stabilize this map, slow this game down, get the split push going, get some pickoffs going. That's 8 Deso charges on a minted Daedalus Templar Assassin at the 24-minute mark. That is not a hero you want to run into right now. It's just baiting the rune. This Lesh pick has been nasty this game. 9-2 for Analog. He's absolutely struck back, and there's just no clear answers to it in the short term. Now, you could maybe outscale it with Furion in the ultra late, but with Global to protect him against the limited control you have, I don't see anybody taking down Analog early in these fights now that he has BKB. And if he gets more items here, he just becomes an absolute god. I mean, you're looking at that Sanjin Yasha, you're looking at Shiva's guard, you're going to prevent a lot of the physical coming out from Pure. This Disco Pony dancing it up here.
He's getting strong, and BB Team are forced to concede parts of the map. Something you never want to hear if you've got a Nature's Prophet carry on your team.
You have your aura timing right now. That was Greaves done on Miro. He has Greaves plus the pipe.
I just don't think Pure, he's willing to fight against an Aegis, especially without his BKB.
Oh, no way
He needs another 750 for that.
But even then, you're still not winning this man fight.
Yeah.
So you still have to find a solution to Heroic's team fight. Or just continue to rat the game out. And if you're Heroic, you would now have options because of that team fight dominance. You can leave Yuma alone with this Aegis. He's not going to be a target they go for. You can let him push. You can look for the smoke gank across the map. You can try and hunt the Furion. You can also just force the high ground and make BB come back. Doesn't mean you have to commit to that high ground, but you can get a lot of information off this and then go for that same smoke play. You have so much catch between the clock and the Shaker. These kind of moves are easy. Yeah, you still have this tier 1 mid.
Every time you cross the river, you run the risk. There's just so many Blink Daggers, so much initiation, so many stuns. Heroic is bound to catch some of these heroes that cross over into their side of the map, catching a courier on the way too. BB Team, they're doing what they can to rat the map and try and prevent the loss of some of these objectives. Their tier 2 towers, though, will start falling with 2.5 minutes left on the Aegis. Is there any world that Heroic would ever hit the high ground to see how BB Team respond, or are we just going to systematically work our way tier 2 to tier 2?
rather get the tier 2s off the map right now, but you can absolutely hit that high ground and try and force some heroes back. The thing is, Pure is always going to be farming. So you have to weigh this economic advantage you're gaining versus what he's going to take off the map. If you can catch him, I mean, that's the dream. Catching any core out on the map right now. Schofield, does he have a read?
He just slips right past Miro.
That's insane. Still, Yuma taking matters into his own hands. Kills.
The Terrorize goes out. Timbersaw will try and take advantage of this. The first life of Yuma. They're burning through this refraction. BKB goes out from Analog. And a quick ankle slam for Whisper. Knock it down 2. Miro, he gets a force stab to save his life. Analog's fighting up against the physical damage. Pure pops no BKB. Down. He makes the commitment to Leshrac and he gets it. Meanwhile, Yuma, on his second life, almost dies here. Goes back against Pure. Knows that BKB is going to wear out. Knows that the stuns are coming in. With the cogs pushing him around, they do have this nightmare in the back line, so Yuma just can't get down to this cliff. Schofield and Whisper, the two-man tag team of stuns. They can't get the kill on Miro right away, but they'll get it on Pure, and Yuma cleans up both.
The control tag team from Heroic, getting the job done where the damage falls. This shaker was massive. Double Echo Slam coming out from Whisper off the minted refresher. Absolutely feeling himself right here, just decimates that fight that was once looking good for BB, gets turned around with overwhelming damage from this offlaner. That's a buyback on the Bane for no result. And there's a little high ground poke. That was a scary fight for Heroic though. They got caught on that ramp, choke point into some wall illusions off the TA. The Darkseer Ion Shell was doing a lot of work there. Pure had a pretty good early start to that fight, bringing the Leshrac down with some decent damage out of this Furion. That got a little dicey.
They were able to kite around this Templar Assassin a lot, but this was your one shot. This was where Yuma was maybe a bit out of position and doesn't have that BKB. You won't have another opportunity like this. The BKB is going to be done by the next time you go for a team fight like this.
And a lot of that echo damage did go into the Darkseer who had that pipe, so Miro was able to tank it. At this point, kind of, if you can get out, it's an okay-ish outcome, but man, the control from Heroic is just overwhelming, and they will always catch you. Power of the clockwork here. Schofield's just in the middle of you, causing chaos. Not a target you want to focus. Sets up the return from Yuma. Collects some more Deso charges here, up to 16 off that fight.
Oh yeah, he's huge. Analog. Ooh, he runs into him and Yules. Save. He's faster than Analog. The BKB will be forced. You got to get out of here. Save. He does manage to get a helpful force staff to get away here. GPK is going to go for it. Now that Analog's BKB is on cooldown, but the global sounds over the top of that BKB. GPK, he is left with no offense, no bite.
Whisper has an Echo Slam here.
I can't believe it. They're right next to each other. Jesus, what is happening? A Fisher goes out, and Whisper is getting some stuns and Echo Slam on the two of them. GPK is in trouble. He got baited into a fight he was not prepared for. Not with Yuma. 1,000 damage crits raining in on BB Team. Another stun. That'll stop the Bane. There goes the Dark Willow. And BB Team on the ropes now. They managed to hold on with their barracks left alive because of the glyph before. Now there's nothing left to protect their base.
This is a lane for sure. Yuma's going to clean house here. Another great Echo Slam from Whisper. Probably not the way he wanted to get it, but he'll take it. An immense amount of damage going into the Timber. Yuma cleans it up. No BKB on GPK because he used it earlier, and the Global Silence canceled the grip that was on the clockwork on the back of that fight. So you don't have grip to throw into those cores later on. I mean, this silencer is just ruining the Bane's day.
Oh, Pure, he's walking into a ward.
Oh, they see him.
He's got a BKB, but they've got the stuns. They've got the instant hits.
Yeah, that is some overwhelming damage.
Double wards in this jungle area. Heroic knew exactly what Pure's playbook was going to be. When he's behind like this on the Furion, he's going to play to your side of the map, and Heroic were more than prepared for enough for that.
Just look to the camps on the sides, right? There's only a few places he's going to go, and you know he wants to go to some of those ancient camps. They've been setting up for multiple times in this game, especially with the vision from the clock and the TA traps. Put wards on top of that, and you have a lot to play with. This game is firmly in Heroic's grasp right now.
All that's left is to get another Roshan, and then you can start to think about ending things. BB Team, I mean, if you're on their side of the equation, what are you looking at? What is the opening that could possibly bring them back into this game?
baiting out early usage of BKBs or Global Silence will create an opening in that team fight. That is very difficult to do without getting punished, though, because of the range on the catch, right? The other opening is Massive Vacuum. Yeah, it sounds a little difficult to get here, but in theory, if you can vacuum 3 or 4 heroes, you have some spells to combo with it. You have the Terrorize off the Dark Willow, you have Brambles, you have potential Centaur Stomp off a Dom Creep, you have Chakrams that can go through and dice everybody up. A Massive Vacuum into a wall, create a bunch of illusions, make that fight chaotic for Heroic can be another pathway to victory here, but I think it has to be one of those 2 options.
I mean, that timing is tight. Vacuum into Terrorize?
Yeah, it's not easy against the BKBs that are now available for Heroic.
And Heroic will lay claim to that Roshan and that Aegis, but allow them to go high ground once again, take the outpost as well. Every little thing you could ask for is going the way of Heroic for this next high ground push at 33 minutes.
Man.
All that's left is another pick-off to make it that much easier for them.
I've been watching Pure TP, and his TP decision-making is not easy. You look at how much Radiant Vision is on some of these camps. It's like pick your poison. You have to pick the one camp that is not spotted, and then try and get out. That is not the one you want to pick.
That's not the one. That's not the one. Whisper. Oh, this could be the death blow. Back-to-back side of the map pickoffs on Pure.
Read him like a book. There's just nowhere to go. He's just playing Minesweeper out here. Too much vision control on Radiant side of the map, and you don't want to keep farming your own because your team also has to get something right now. Nowhere safe to go for this Furion. Nowhere safe for GPK either. He's going to have to be forced to pop BKB. No teleport available. Is already canceled.
GPK knows his life is forfeit. Does a little dance. Whisper, he's going to be chased. He do manage to catch him before the Blink Dagger comes back up. He turns around the Echo Slam, does what damage he can. His team is making their way here. KJ's now here. He slows him down. Thanks to the 4-step, Whisper can turn back around. The BKB will last long enough, but save. Big hit there, and a Fissure to finish him off. They couldn't get the Earthshaker. They'll catch both Save and Katomi. Worse comes to worse. They're losing their tier 3. They're losing their second lane of barracks, while Pure is still dead for another 30 seconds.
And there's a refresher on the silencer. Why not? If one global silence caused you problems, how about 2? This game has completely spiraled out of control for BB Team. They had some brief windows in that early game, but since Analog has been playing decisive, it has all been Heroic. No hope in these team fights. No chance in the skirmishes. No ability to contest Roshan. And this game is just going to end before the 35-minute mark. You went into the Coliseum with Heroic. Next time, you better come prepared, because this is not the team you want to come with less team fight against.
Heroic say you want to play that early game brawl. We'll match you every step of the way and beat you with experience. They have pummeled BB Team to a pulp on this one. And BB Team are not equipped to be able to stop this one. It feeds for a 3-man Quags. Why not? Schofield, one thinks in style. We are going to game 3.
This has been a really fun series.
Now let's get into game number 3.
A top 4 on the line for a South American team. A game 3 that is sure to be a banger, because the last time we were in this position, Avery, we got the 1 HP miracle or curse, depending on how you look at it.
That is a fabled game to bring up right now. A game of dreams, a game of nightmares. That is what TI always seems to deliver. And these guys have delivered some insane games so far on their run in this international. It all comes down to this, a final game to try and set history. And it's going to be an absolute barn burner, because this is just skirmish city, man. Team fight on skirmish on more team fight.
Oh, already snacks the first blood. BB Team, I had a fear for Heroic going into this, that they might just be overwhelmed by the pace that BB Team have picked up. It is a lot of run at Shudota they're going to be bringing to the table, but if they can secure a laning phase win, that would do a lot to bolster their mid game.
You got the first blood on this gyro pick. This pick to me says, I want to be able to fight. I want to be able to have a strong lane. I'm going to skirmish. Everything about this game points to fast-paced fighting Dota. That is Heroic's wheelhouse. Once more, BB have decided to meet them on their ground, on their turf.
Schofield does everything he can to teleport away. They got the damage.
Very
BB
close.
team will return the favor. Kill for a kill in the top lane.
I don't think Pure wants to...
Ooh, almost falls as well. Turns Malphite back around on the Sand King. Does end up going down to save in the end.
There's going to be a lot of kills this game. It's already pretty fast. These teams are just going to go at it. And I love it. I mean, we might not even see some Helmet Dominators here. Dare I say it? Everybody just wants to fight. They want to take the team fights. Very low cooldowns in this game. I would love to see some of the early magic resist items for Heroic. The panel talked about the pipe, the potential Mage Slayer on the Dragon Knight could be super influential against BB. And if you're BB, you want to get this Gyro online so he can contribute to the team fighting, and you want to make sure that GPK has a big game because, man, this guy has delivered and time again. Last game, I think he was way too stifled from the draft. This time around, he has a very strong hero in that Queen of Pain that can always scale, can always find teamfight impact. Can he deliver one more time?
He does feel like, though, he is still a bit addressed, right? We've got some single target stuns that are rough for the Quap to be blinking in aggressively into. We've got the backline Fiend's Grip, we've got the Dragon Tail, and he also is going to be walking into some serious team fight between the Dawnbreaker and potentially the Enigma. Now, this Gyrocopter's pulled out of position a bit. Whisper conserving his mana for now. I mean, this is a offlaner that wants to get kills, but you've got to be very careful in how you use your mana.
Still has that Lotus victory, though. That'll go a long way for the Stormbreaker in the off lane. A lot of resources at Whisper's disposal. Schofield tanking a lot.
If they don't go soon, Schofield's just going to die without anything in return for Heroic. The momentum now beginning to shift into Pure's favor in this safe lane.
And I love seeing BB get aggressive on their safe lane for once. It's felt like they've just been trying to survive in this lane for almost 2 series now. Yeah, pick a hero like Gyro that has Barrage. Run at your opponents, deal the DPS. You're going to take some back. I mean, that's a guarantee, but at least you're getting something out of this lane. Pure having a much better time in this game 3, at least at the start. Whisper trying to get some
wants one more hammer on him.
It's out of range.
Katomi doesn't have the mana for the glimpse back. They were going to try and sandwich him here in the trees.
Oh,
They got the hammer on him, and he got him! A teleport away denied! Pure, the walk of shame for him.
He almost should have just taken the death and been able to TP back with full resources, right? It's not as if this lane was going terribly for you. Now it is going terribly. That is going to be a lot of time off the lane for the Gyro. Big moves from Whisper. Getting a lot of experience off these kills as well. There is that walk of shame.
Oh, God. With
It's
no
a slow
boots.
one.
So slow.
No boots, no smoke. It's just playing Dota the hard way right now for Pure. I felt like this game was going to be a little better, but it seems this man is destined to struggle this event.
It really is. Mid lane matchup, let's talk about that. 18-11 compared to the 22-3. So the Quap walking away with a lot more denies, so should have the experience advantage, but Dragon Knight still getting some good gold out of the lane.
I don't think it's just lane for the Queen. GPK just winning that CS battle early, putting him in a really good position. You will have to get value out of these Sonic Waves, though. That's the biggest thing. If you're BB team, you want to be playing a fast-paced game with the glimpses and the bushwhacks, but Queen of Pain's your biggest early game damage dealer, particularly when that ult is up. Got to get GPK involved. That means focusing on those power roots, making sure his lane is good, and making sure Analog can't just push into that tower and force the Queen to sit here on low resources. Some situation like that is not going to feel great.
Save already marking his territory here. He's just going to camp out for 30 seconds if need be.
There's a triple stack potential for these Eidolons right now. KJ eyeing it up. Can he get them all?
Oh, yeah.
A little tricky.
As Cav said, they've been practicing this, and maybe this is exactly
all
how a triple stack for
Beautiful.
KJ.
Absolutely beautiful. This is the stuff you have to practice in lobby. Nail that timing exactly, especially with all these camp timings changing every patch.
Still, at the same time, GPK did pick up the shield rune, and he has the level 6 advantage. So let's talk about, you said you have to get value out of this Sonic Wave, particularly if he's going to rotate out of lane, because that means the Dragon Knight will hit this mid tower. What's the plan for GPK? Where is he looking to make this use of this ultimate?
I mean, you're either just trying to kill the Dragon Knight with rotations into you if you think you have the damage. Might be a little iffy with the lack of really strong moods from the supports. Otherwise, you wait out this Dragon form, and then you can maybe TP turn around one of these aggressive plays from the Dawnbreaker. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like, punish Whisper if he tries to go on Pure again.
KJ, what are you up to? sneaking his way in. Is he going to go for the wisdom? No, he's not. He's already got the scan on them, so he knows not to contest that. Instead, just plays to make sure that they can invade the triangle when the time comes to contest this gyrocopter.
Blocks the camp, gets vision up, trade out the shrines. This will pay off later, especially if these get stacked up for that Sand King. You can go in there and contest it with full vision. Could be really influential down the stretch here. Still, Yuma coming out on top of this laning phase. Top net worth hero, getting solo XP now. Potentially can also have some ancient stacks built up for him and waiting, and there are. I mean, there's all those stacks in the jungle as well. KJ just playing an economy game. He's not really playing the lane. He hasn't been pressured to sit on there too much. He's not using the Eidolons into the Sand King. He's just using them to stack. Could potentially get another triple stack up in this Radiant jungle. They're sitting there. They're waiting. This would be a huge boon for that TA when he moves in there early. And not something I think BB expect. This is not something you're looking for right now.
No, certainly not. And this is, I love that you're doing this in a game 3-2 because BBT,
again?
All right, he missed one of them. But a double stack this time around. Nightmare pushing him up the cliff. Katomi in a bad spot now with Whisper cutting across too. They ensure they get that kill, but now with Miro with the epicenter, the Dawnbreaker ultimate, the Sonic Wave has to be used to finish off that tanky Dragon Knight, and now Whisper, victim of both the ultimates, will fall as well. Miro cutting across the map to make this happen. A big win for BBT.
That's a beautiful move from him. Not something Heroic expected at all, but BB are bringing the heat in this game 3. They are not going to get outnumbered. They are not going to get out-fought. And you have to respect the Dawnbreaker's capability to join these fights. There he's just in the river, but that can easily be a Solar Guardian to protect that DK on mid. So you need the numbers. You need the ults to go in, and a beautiful Sonic Wave connection. You caught Whisper going into it after the ult. That's just pure juice.
And then Pure being able to go into their triangle takes the hard camp stacks. We'll see if they're prepared to deal with the other stacks that Heroic have managed to build up themselves, but that combination of plays was huge.
This will still be a really nice accelerant for Yuma, because he doesn't want to go to that other ancient camp this early, but now this jungle is just pre-stacked, super efficient for him. You can give the bottom lane to the Enigma if KJ can stand down here without dying.
Yeah. If
he can just leech some XP, use Eidolons for some CS, he'll be happy. PB do not want to let that happen.
Yeah, they will punish KJ. He steps a bit too far forward, caught by the bushwhack, and gives Miro another kill.
Yeah, he had to be very disciplined down there, just hide in the trees type scenario. There's no way Save is going to let you leech experience on this dead lane.
They're going to give the Ancients two Whisper, so they're not just going to funnel it all to the Templar Assassin, which I do kind of like.
Yeah, he's already doing stacks himself. Like, it's just an insane amount of stacks coming out. Downside of all this stacking, though, is that Enigma didn't get to play the lane as much, which gave a very good game to the Sand King. That Miro has already put that to use, and his game is going to be a little slower. So there is a trade-off to this economy right now for Heroic.
No! Whisper, not now! Not on the main stage of TI!
Not his finest moment. I'm sure we've all been there, but not on this stage.
Meanwhile, on the other side, the opposing offlaner, he's clearing out stacks and has his Blink Dagger. So BB team are about to pick up the tempo more than they already have.
So farmed, man. This TA has 112 CS, and this Sand King is above him in net worth right now.
That's crazy.
That is a ridiculous start for the playmaker here on the side of BB. Maybe they insta-smoke with this and try and look for the play, because he has Epicenter available as well. Max Sandstorm is strong. You would love to fight around one of these tier 1s to transition into an objective. If you combine the Queen of Pain plus the Sand King right now, you can win any fight. It's an overwhelming amount of damage.
What a move from BB team, abandoning the off lane here. They baited out KJ. King Jungle sat in that safe lane, expecting BB team to go on him again, but
there's so
two-man smoke is going to be spoiled, and instead they'll try and take the off lane tower.
There's that smoke.
Here comes that Blink Dagger. KJ
nice
going to try and stop it as best he can, using the Eidolons to tank the tower. The Siege Wagon chips away at it, and BB team will reveal some of their heroes. But the full extent, not known by King Jungle's, not hit by the Burrow Strike, but the Bushwhack will certainly land, and they'll still have a glimpse back when necessary. Pull them back in a little bit. BB team are very scared to go in on this. They just don't know what's behind King Jungle's. They had the right idea. The Heroic was behind him. They finally commit. A bit of an overcommitment with GPK dropping the Sonic Wave.
I mean, maybe he just wanted the kill, but he didn't even get it. That was a lot overcommittal. I mean, this is a super important spell in this early game. if you don't even get the tower out of it, you're going to feel a little bad with that usage. Nonetheless, you did save the epicenter, so you can continue to move Miro around this map. Turn him into a massive threat, and another double stack on this triangle. It's just gotten out of control. There was the early ward placed there. Still up, by the way. He's never got dewarded on the cliff.
Is Heroic capable of contesting, though?
It's tough. I mean, you have Bane and Enigma. How do you get your supports in here and let them do anything, right? And your cores are not really contested. They're going to smoke for it. They're late to the party.
Schofield, he shows himself first, trying to get Katomi. Instead, the Static Storm for him. But the smoke wrapping up the side, that's going to be the bigger move. Miro committed its epicenter to kill this Bane. Dawnbreaker ultimate still coming in. Schofield somehow is still not dead, while the Heroic backstab does not land yet. They're still searching for these heroes. Okay, they managed to find save up here in the jungle, but at the same time, oh, the black hole is going to whiff on GPK, and here comes Pure. A host of magic damage that should bring the Dragon Knight to his knees, and KJ soon to fall.
Such strong cores for BB to skirmish around a defensive choke point like that with their tower support coming in. Pure can easily clean these fights up with overwhelming spell damage. And you just glimpse the Dawnbreaker out. It's such a big factor. Whisper, he joins that fight. Looks like maybe you can turn off of his strength. Glimpse straight back to top lane. You're just missing numbers. Yuma's not in the middle of that, giving you overwhelming physical damage. The Deso's not done yet. Felt like that was just a bit of a forced engagement. Yeah, you see them taking the stacks. Yeah, you want to contest this, but your heroes are just not built for it at this point in the game. And you got to respect the damage this Gyrocopter can output. This is a fighting carry.
Particularly since you had another option that was very clear, right? You've got a Dragonite. If they're going to back off and take off, their jungle, their stacks, then you've got a Dragonite to pressure these towers. But instead, the Tier 1 mid and the Tier 1 safe lane are still up for BBT.
You're also just close to big items. Like that Blink just arrived for the DK. That's a clean initiation when he runs up the hill in the Queen of Pain. You can maybe make a play off that. Instead, it arrives now after that play. You were closing on the Deso. It just felt like the wrong time to try and strike BB. Gain a little momentum off that team fight. Save looking for more.
Yeah. Katomi, he tried to go for the Wisdom Shrine, see if he could sneak a Nightmare play. But he will be caught and killed on that.
Ooh, amp damage rune top as well. GPK pick it up for free right here. Closing in on that level 12. Such a powerful rune at this point in the game for this hero.
Not only is BB Team getting the kills, obviously, with a score of 11-4 to their favor, but it feels like they're actually catching up in stacks.
They definitely recovered the stack game. Early, it went Heroic's way. That mid game, it went their way. And they're just continuing to play off of Miro's strengths. Absolute beast in these smoke ganks. A lot of early smokes committed. That might be something that comes back to haunt you when the Roche is a contestable objective later. But for now, they are working, and it's giving you a lot of map control, especially if you get this Tier 1 off this play.
And Pure's going to make sure they do get it. With Miro behind them, ready to go with the epicenter, it's not possible for Heroic to stop this.
Taking advantage of the fact that the Enigma is just not that strong on the map compared to the outrange of the Disruptor. Hoodwink, Pure. Listen, man, your games have been a struggle a little bit. I'll make it any more difficult than we need to.
Yeah, there's no need to draw even more enemies on the field than you already have.
There's the Blink Dragon Knight move. With the form already committed, they need to get something out of this.
Just using the Blink, they know they can catch him. Dragon Tail, Bean's Grip if necessary, and they feel like it is.
Big kill. That's a 4x streak, almost 1,000 gold to the team after that kill. And some early Deso charges for Yuma, almost level 13. Really nice clean pick off there. Abusing the fact that Tier 1 went down early in this game.
Speeding these cores along to BKB seems a necessity for Heroic, though Analog's not going to go for that.
Mage Slayer.
Mage Slayer instead for him. You actually think that's the better choice?
It's just so good against BB's lineup. Like, I don't know how you can turn it down. Maybe it's a little slow, but...
I mean, by that same argument, isn't BKB really good against BB's team?
Yeah, it is. It is for sure. This item's a little cheaper, a little better of a farming item. You can kind of build some momentum with it.
He was just about to get his Aghanim Scepter. He buys it out, but
in trouble, tries to pull himself away from the epicenter, turns back in with the Starbreaker and the ultimate. He's going to drop it on Miro, and Miro might be the one to be bursting here. Instead, though, the glimpse on the Templar Assassin stops the damage. Miro survives because of that. They claim Whisper's life. Take the tower once again. BB team, every single time it feels like there's a full plan out here where they are getting a kill into an important objective.
Like everything is going through the Sand King right now. Like all these fights and plays start with him going in. It's just not a hero that Heroic want to commit into, especially when you're getting heroes glimpsed out of the fight. If you bring the whole team together, you take that fight head on, you can take him down. You can win that 5-on-5, but not when you're trickling in one by one and Katayomi just gets the punish. You have to be a bit more disciplined around this glimpse in these team fights.
The smoke is going to bypass the ward, but Yuma, he drew on the map. He knew that this play was coming, and despite the ward offering some false security, he will not be caught in this trap, and instead, they'll place their own little play here, a high ground ward, and wait to see if BB team walk into them.
His map reads have been immaculate this event. Absolutely one of the hardest carries to kill this international, and BB trying to accomplish the near impossible. Will not find him. Have to just gate top, but who are you going to find up here? Just Eidolon's pushing the wave.
It does at least ensure that the tier 1 goes down, but they've left Pure alone here. Heroic, they catch him on this Ancient stack. It's hard to do, though. There's a defensive ward around that Ancient stack. The Watcher is up. Instead, they're going to spot save. Much easier kill. Dragon Tail saves pretty tanky, but they get the Nightmare to pull him back in. Whoa, got canceled there. Fiend's Grip, he'll finally go down.
Nice little pick off this ward in their own jungle. This is designed to do.
And slowing down the Vessel is going to be huge for Analog's game.
Definitely helps. I mean, they have a lot of defensive vision right now. Heroic just trying to play on their side of the map, play around these wards that are giving him a little extra info, let BB run into them. It's kind of been the MO of this game so far. They have one ward across the river, and it's that Radiant ward bottom, which sees literally nothing, by the way, because it got replanted on by trees. So not the most useful in terms of information. And there's the Ags for the Sand King. Incredible timing here. 5, 1, and 4 start. He is going to do some serious damage in the team fights if he goes unchecked.
And I don't really know how you stop him unless you give the initiation, which Heroic hasn't really managed to do in this game.
Yeah, it's really dangerous to try and counterplay this team against the glimpse, against the AoE damage. There's just so much waiting for you when you drop in. Maybe the one upside for Heroic here is if the game slows down, like their team is the one that can kill Roshan very quickly off the TA, whereas it's a lot slower for BB.
Yeah,
they're a lot more magic damage AoE oriented. That Rosha's not so easy to bring down, so it's a little difficult to force objectives right now, even though they feel like they have the teamfight advantage. They will likely take Tormentor here. That's the one they can do. There's BKB for the Templar Assassin. This is contestable.
I really thought they were just going to accept that they would give up Tormentor in exchange for,
I mean, look at
playing for farm, but
the item timing, right? You got BKB on the TA, you got the Mage Slayer on the Dragon Knight, and you have Blink Dagger on King Jungles. This could be a super pivotal item. The first fight where that Enigma has Blink, sometimes you clump a little too much, he gets that big black hole.
BB team are not doing the Tormentor. They're waiting and waiting. Patience may just pay off here. Schofield, he's going to be the one to break. They got the vision on him. Trying to get a ward up there. Does manage to spot out at least the Sand King. Analog blinks over the initiation. He got the Dragon Tail stun. Into a little bit more of the Stormbreaker on the JPK, but it goes away. And JPK, not dead yet, gets off the Sonic Wave and stays standing.
These glimpses have destroyed them in the fight.
How do you stop them if you don't have BKBs on all your cores?
Still a black hole here.
He still has here. Black hole goes out, the immediate glimpse. Still the Whisper. He is the Starbreaker. Oh, this is pure. One more Metal Cannon. They've got him. Whisper. He runs headlong into BB team, accepting that this life is forfeit. He'll help get Yuma out of here. Will Yuma complete the escape? KJ, he'll make sure that Yuma backs away. Yuma, you got to get out of here. Oh, he's turning and fighting. This is insane. He's got Schofield trying to help out. Tries to blow up the save. Meanwhile, the Fiend's grip on JPK. JPK does end up going down. Yuma fighting for his life underneath the sandstorm and winning with the buyback coming out from the heroic support. They'll find another. Two down. Make it a third. What the hell was that? Yuma and Schofield make the call. A 2 versus 4 to turn the whole
You have to play with confidence, and TI, you have to go for the big plays. Yuma says, I don't care if we lost the fight. I'm going to make my own. I'm going to win my own. What a turn and what a call from the heroic carry. They're going to get this tournament.
That could have been the game just being over for Heroic. Instead, they've given themselves the lead in a game 3.
Such a difficult call to make, and they played it perfectly. And this black hole, that's as much as you can get there, right? It goes off just long enough that you're able to secure that gyrocopter kill. That's what you want. You're going to have to pay some price to bring him down. But man, I was like, why is Yuma lingering here? There's nothing left to be done, but the Bane coming in with grip is just enough to give you confidence to go for this play, and nobody could cancel it.
Yeah, what happens if Miro was able to, if he had Brutal Strike up to stop that Fiend's Grip in the first place? It could have been such a different fight, but instead, Heroic, now they've got quite the lead. 2,000 net worth up. Schofield, he'll be picked off by BB Team, who were threatening the Roshan. Schofield got some information on that. Get it?
Looking for the glimpse?
Not quite.
I mean, they were threatening Roche, but this is a very slow Roche.
Yeah.
Again, they can't force the issue when they feel strong. That is the good news for Heroic. And man, Yuma is massive now. Level 18 on this Templar Assassin, 12 Deso charges. He gets this Daedalus, he is going to cook them in the fight. This lineup has a big weakness in it, which is the man fight potential. The ability to stand there and fight a EKB carry. The Gyro cannot deliver in that department for some time, which is why he desperately wants this Aegis right now.
It's slow, but BB Team confident that they could still win the fight. Oh no! What a fast reaction from King Jungles! Pulled back in, but he's completely whipped out on that Static Storm. Still though, wait, GPK's in trouble once again. We've seen this one before, but the Bushwhack saves him this time, and an epicenter demolishing Heroic right in the middle. Still though, Yuma had a chance, couldn't kill Miro. BKB TP out, Whisper dies as he is run down. Same as Schofield. BB Team, they hit right back.
Saves Hoodwink is so goddamn good. It is ridiculous. He has delivered time and time again on this hero. He always finds the Bushwhack at the exact moment BBT needed in the fight. They get a swift Roshan into a team fight victory. The momentum swings back their way up 2K, and now this Gyro can take the fight to the Templar Assassin because he has 2 lives to do it. Ags online, Manta online, and then Ags delivered for the Queen of Pain. That will be GPK's item of choice to try and scale into this one. Could be pretty nasty against this lineup that's already a little clunky and doesn't have that much mobility along all 3 other cores. You get hit by these daggers, it's just going to kite you out. It's going to make your life miserable. You're going to be stuck in the sandstorm. This team fight is not getting easier for you right now. Do have a black hole available. Go for a quick solo pickoff.
I mean, the Sand King is everything to BB Team. So when he's dead for this 45 seconds, it does give Heroic free reign.
Nice find. Absolutely drop this Enigma ultimate to take a core off the map. That's a lot of time to recover, get the farm back up. But I will say Analog's road ahead of him looks difficult. I mean, this Dragon Knight 1-4 start. He went the Mage Slayer, didn't get the team fight victories out of it. Yeah. Now this item feels like he should have gone for something that's going to scale a bit harder. Very tough position for him to be in. He's just going to have to play on the front line, use his strength and tankiness to deliver a teamfight victory for Heroic while Yuma cleans him up with the damage.
Do you think that that the Dragon Knight's lack of scale right now is why the game favors BB Team so much? I mean, they've given it a 70-30 matchup. Well, why do you think that is?
Their cores are out ahead, and they're going to be able to kite the Dragon Knight out. The Dragon Knight's not delivering enough damage. This Dawnbreaker's not delivering enough damage. They have some decent sustain, but BB can push through that, as we've seen, especially Queen of Pain with an Axe build. She delivers a lot of sustained damage over the course of a long fight.
That's why Heroic can put so much effort into killing this Quav at the start of every fight. But that last Bushwhack
that was
saved
so
GPK's game, though. Caught out by the Fiend's Grip here.
Beautiful catch. Heroic finding some openings on this map right now. This Aegis period has not been clean for BB. In fact, I think they're losing net worth lead. The solo ultimate pickoff game between these two supports is amazing if you can just continue to do it. There's nothing global to bail you out. There is no Dawnbreaker ult. There is no global silence. Found some big ones here And Yuma's been involved every time, which is the one hero that's continuing to scale and power up for Heroic. Level 20 now in this Templar Assassin. It's about to finish Daedalus, continuing to find the Deso charges. It'll be a fast butterfly for Pure. Try and bring some evasion to the field against this TA, who's not going to have MKB for a while. Would be a really nice timing to get it online. You combine that with a Satanic later, you're going to be very tanky. But Heroic definitely recovered this period. I thought this was going to be a lot worse for them. Instead, they just took the lead. They found 2 big pickoffs. You're almost doing Enigma BKB here.
That's crazy. They have nothing to stop that.
Nope. It is a free Enigma BKB black hole game, and that is the terrifying part of this pick. I think KJ has itemized absolutely correctly. You could have gone for some auras. You could have, tried to build a pipe or something. No, just go BKB Blake, get in there, and deal the damage. If you're in a situation where you can black hole the Queen of Pain or the Gyrocopter, that can just be the team fight over. Yeah. You're taking so much damage out of BB's lineup, which is another reason why they have to continue to scale 3 cores here. You are up against some very strong debuff piercing ultimates between the Bane and the Enigma. You cannot rely on one hero to be the say-all, be-it-all. You need to get in there with everybody and deal damage across the board.
BB team, with less than a minute left on this Aegis, want to take the tier 2 top, completed a butterfly. A lot of timings coming together here. And Pure likely to just brute force it. Level 20 as well.
You have to get something out of this Aegis. You have lost around 4 or 5k net worth lead.
It will also be the Wisdom Shrine.
Another big win.
See, Whisper, he's going to try and stop Miro on the other side, but Miro gets there
other
first.
one.
And that means they're going to chase after the Gyrocopter.
Unable to find the stun. Could have Solar Guardianed into that. That was a dangerous play for Pure.
That was.
KJ playing with fire on the back line here, just taking camps away, getting wards out.
Yeah, look at all the vision he's gotten down and placed that lane ward up top. Like, they know what the game plan is. KJ, he wants to just rat the map as much as possible, and he's doing a good job of it with his Eidolons.
Yeah,
the wards enable that.
I mean, this is an impactful 0-8 Enigma. It does not feel like he's 0-8.
No, it doesn't.
You can also just potentially find a solo hero with Black Hole into Solar Guardian. Like, that is enough damage to bring some of the heroes down in this game.
He commits for the Courier.
That's the Gyro Courier. Didn't die.
Got off the shield. That means Pure will still have a TP scroll if that Courier can get to him. Who are currently smoke wrapping through Triangle, getting deep into Heroic side of the map,
Yuma.
and wrapping into Yuma. Yuma see him right past him. He blinks away. Instead, they get the Bane. Even getting the BKB out of the Templar Assassin would have been a small win, but smaller still is the life of Schofield.
Maybe they try and kick Analog out up here, but there's Radiant Vision up here. He can play it to the limit. And that was an amp damage Queen of Pain for GPK. That was something they wanted to turn into a team fight. Won't get it. We'll have to probably wait for this next Roshan if Heroic continue to dodge. Though there's the BKB for KJ. Their team fight's online. It looks scary, man. This black hole is going to be a big problem if you clump.
I think it's always scary when you have the rat combined with the clump punish, because you're so busy running around the map that sometimes, maybe discipline, it wavers a little bit, and you don't maintain that positional, distance between each other to make sure you don't get black hole. You're so busy chasing after the Enigma or the Dragonite who are ratting you out that you may find yourself in a turnaround situation. Heroic.
Not expect the move to come into you because you've been on the chase for so long. Now you are the chase.
And it's Katomi. 2-shot casually by Yuma. The rest of the smoke not revealed yet. Now it shows on a Save. Save shoots himself down to the low ground, but revealed. The trees are taken away from him. All cover gone. And Yuma, a godlike spree for him and his Templar Assassin as they regain control.
Just feels like Heroic have a better read on this map right now. Yuma just playing out of his mind. A perfect game from him so far, 9-0. TA has an insane amount of Deso charges, an insane amount of damage, and if you give him an Aegis in this game, that was an important reason why BB took it away. You do not want to put Aegises on this Templar Assassin. That fight becomes impossible. Heroic just outmaneuvering him right now. They have found more pickoffs. They've gotten the lanes in better. They've got deeper vision, more information to play off of. And it kind of feels like they're outscaling him. Like, they have this Enigma backup. They have this Bane grip that can come out. I don't know what this gyro is supposed to do in these late game fights against all these debuff piercing ultimates. You can recover this Dragon Knight's game. It's not impossible. He already has that BKB done. He can build into some damage. You can get a Bloodthorn here. You can eventually get to Black Dragon if you want it. You can get a Mjolnir. Whatever your choice is, the DK is going to do some serious damage. There's a lot of pressure on BB to try and find something here in the next 5 or so minutes leading into this next Roshan. You have to execute, have to find a jump, have to make Heroic clump so your AoE can go to work. That's the best thing about your lineup.
Are they ever going to have anything that stops BKB TP out? At this rate, it feels like Heroic could do this indefinitely as long as they have the right vision to see the initiation coming. It feels like they could just keep splitting the map until they're finally ready to fight again.
Austin, this is Heroic. Heroic doesn't dodge you. Heroic fights you. Okay, if they're stronger, they're going to force the issue.
I guess the question remains, do they think they're stronger?
Oh,
they're trying to play Feroce right now. They know the exact timing of it thanks to the Templar Assassin innate.
Or max respawn.
A double meld hit.
It's fast.
It's going to be so fast that BB team, even if they were to move right now, they wouldn't get there in time.
Such a big win. I mean, it's not just a win because you get an Aegis on a TA. It's a win because there was never a team fight around this point for BB. That is one of the places they could have gotten a clump out of Heroic, just naturally doing the Roshan. Their lineup could have punished that. That fight never happens. You missed that opportunity. Now that team fight's going to happen in terrain that is far better for Heroic to fight around.
I will say this, without a doubt, BB team just looked more scared. Right? They've clumped
you could feel
all
it.
the way. They're just 5-manning across the map non-stop. Heroic, they're playing with some risk, right? Their heroes are split up around the map, and as a result, the net worth that they pulled back into their favor has swung this win probability to almost an even game.
I will say Pure is hitting his power point, right? That Satanic's done. He has the butterfly. There is no evasion pierce on this TA yet. You get some good evasion procs in that fight. You get a good Satanic off. You can live for a very long time here. You can maybe even survive some of those big ults coming out from the supports. But you're right, they're playing a little scared. I mean, there's a Tormentor sitting there right behind him. They're expecting the fight, but how long can you wait for this? Everybody waiting for the fight to come to them right now. This is what happens in a TI elimination game. You do not want to be the first to pull the trigger.
BB team, how long are you willing to sit here?
You got to just do this Tormentor, right? They're trying to bait it a little bit.
But what if Heroic never want to contest? What if they just want to farm?
This is where patience can be rewarded. They just walked over that Observer Ward, BB. They got information. That's what they wanted. They saw 2 cores up here. Can you get the jump?
A little bit out of sight. They spot Yuma. Yuma's right underneath the ward. Can Miro get this initiation? They've got to chain the stuns. Yuma's walking into them. Oh, wait! They make a little bit of a jump there, but this gives Yuma. They don't want to go after this Aegis hero. But
they want Analog.
That's your option. They go for Analog. Miss Burrow! And the BKB goes off from Analog. BB team, can they recover this? Instead, they find Schofield. But Dragon Knight, he jumps into the back line, and that gives the opening Whisper. Hit 3, a massive ultimate, and now a black hole! Sonic Wave over the top of Solar Inversion. That will be the nail in the coffin for BB team.
You clump against a lineup that punishes you so damn hard every time. The confident jump from Analog, knowing his team will back him up even with the BKB expiring. You have Aegis to play with and let Yuma frontline. BB saw no good targets. They got pushed into a corner. And they had no answer for the teamfight supremacy that was double Soul Guardian Black Hole. That ult from Whisper stunned everybody just on the edge. Heroic break this game open. They are going high ground. 11k gold lead. 2 minutes on the Aegis. No buyback available for this gyro for 40. This should be 1 lane, maybe 2, guaranteed. And a potential top 4 for the first time in Dota history for a South American squad.
The spirit of an entire region behind Heroic, and they're playing like it. They're playing with that aggression, with that fearlessness.
and now they've got full, firm control over this game. 13,000 net worth lead, and it ages still for a minute and a half. A banner still for another push if they want to try for it. BB team, they push outside of the base. They find Schofield, something small to work with. Heroic, say you can have him.
Let's die back on the Bane. At least you get some time to regroup here. But how is the team fight getting better for you? That's the big question BB have yet to address. You can put your gyro on the front line. You can maybe just say, okay, we messed up that burrow strike. We lost a lot of the Sand King's damage, but there are BKBs on the side of Heroic. There's double Solar Guardian to help you sustain through it. And the black hole threat is just immense right now. You don't have a clear answer to it. You can sense the frustration. You can sense the dire situation BB are in right now. This is just a nasty fight. If the TA isn't there with Aegis, that's a very different story, right? That ward was extremely good. You had the angle, but you didn't want to jump him, and you can't blame him.
And then Analog gives the opening for Whisper, and both Pure and Katomi. Pure stuck in the Lotus pool and didn't have a way out.
Just land a black hole on 3. Throw the other Guardian on top. That Lotus pool did him no favors. They just got stuck in it.
Whisper, over 5,000 damage being done. And he knows he might have just won the series for them.
So clutch.
Level 25 for Templar Assassin. Level 25 for the Dawnbreaker right around the corner.
Big talents. Absolutely massive talents. You're even going to have the level 18 on KJ for the level 3 black hole. That's a significant damage upgrade. And you have the Bloodthorn on the Dragon Knight. All the late game scaling coming in for Heroic ahead of BB. You still need BKB on the Queen of Pain here. You need Refresher on the Sand King. These are the biggest items that BB need right now. They're just getting to him a little slower. If that fight breaks out before you have double Epicenter, it looks near impossible. I mean, this could be a game where you might just have to go Divine Rapier on the Gyro. Like, it doesn't feel great, but you are going to need some overwhelming punch in the fight. There's nowhere else it can come from.
BB team, they've had some crazy comebacks before in this international. Their backs are against the wall on this one, and it's beginning to show. Miro's failed jump on that burrow strike. The nerves are clearly playing a hand here in this game for BB team. The pressure cooker that is TI. You will not experience more intense situation as a Dota player than this.
You can't practice for it. You just have to hope that decades of experience go the distance when it matters most.
It's what it means to be clutch. You either got it or you don't.
There's
another Tormentor for Heroic.
They're just getting so much right now. Analog's game completely recovered. Level 25 available for the Dawnbreaker and the TA.
Yuma runs right into Pure. Hello.
Not afraid at all. Some damage off that sharpshooter.
Yeah, he did get pretty low. And they will Solar Guardian just to make sure he does not get jumps in this instant. Miro trying to go for it, but a double BKBs, and he's met with a Dragon Tail, a Fate's Grip over the top, and once again, the initiation is denied.
That was bizarre. They just let him sleep there forever. I don't know if that was a bait or just... It was so janky, but BB fell for it. They ended up losing their Sand King, who was on his way to that Refresher. They might have to take this fight without him. Need to find something here. He has no buyback.
A quick pick up on Schofield would do wonders for them. They do have the Static Storm. There's no BKB, so Solar Guardian goes out. They've got the black hole. It's catching the Gyrocopter. Sonic Wave trying to push him away. Here with the Satanic. He's keeping himself up. 1 versus 4 for them all. Trying to take down one of these cores. He's fighting up against Analog, and he's getting the life steal to keep himself up. BB team on the edge, but they will hold off that fall just a little longer.
Dude, what a fight from Pure. He just gets in the middle of everybody with this Satanic Butterfly, gets a couple evasion procs. The Dragon Knight got us isolated, couldn't put the damage into him. He survives, gets a massive Satanic off, and finally able to deliver a killing blow to Heroic in this team fight. That was a very bold fight to take. 4 on 5 without your biggest team fighter. Beautiful execution here. Sonic Wave lands exactly when you needed it on all 3 cores.
Look at Yuma up. Oh man, pushed up to that high ground. What can you do?
and the daggers are just flying from GPK the entire time. They took such good advantage of that Dragon Knight being isolated in the kinetic field static storm, pulling a team fight win out of nowhere. BB do it again, and they're going to get Roche off this. This is going to be another Aegis for Pure to play with. Refresher Shard in the pit, Banner in the pit, to take all of that away from Heroic. That would have been a game ender.
The game has slipped through Heroic's grasp.
They were in control. They were marching their way to victory. And now this is absolutely anybody's game.
They've got to claw it back.
I mean, is
but
this...
BB team, they've got the momentum now.
Is this divine territory for Pure? I ask it again. You have Aegis. You're getting close to that gold. You're running out of slots. This man has done it before at TI. It's not uncomfortable for him. And it might be what you need to win this game. Let's think it's Swift Blink.
A refresher for Miro. So if they can find that initiation, Pure will be able to jump right into it, as will the Disruptor potentially. Now that Burrow Strike, it's a lot more deadly if it's an Ag Static Storm over the top of it.
These are the opportunities BB need to win these fights. Didn't exist 4 or 5 minutes ago. They exist now. You have an opening. You can go in with this Burrow Strike and threaten any of these cores because that Ag Static Storm will be dropped on top. And there is no way to bail that hero out other than committing more with the Solar Guardians on top, with a black hole in the middle of everybody. It could work out for you. It could be an absolute disaster.
Yeah, the more you throw it at, the higher the risk is, right? Maybe that Solar Guardian doesn't save you. Maybe you're just running into that Static Storm, and BB team on the hunt. 3.5 minutes left on this Aegis. Sweeping across the map, keeping that same 5-man formation. They say, if we're going to go down, we're going to go down together.
And Pure, he disassembled that butterfly for Swift Blink. Felt like the MKB was incoming for Yuma, which would have been his next item, but he doesn't have it yet. Kind of interesting to give up that evasion. You do have 2 lives off the Aegis and that Satanic.
Especially since that evasion was entirely what saved him
in that
last engagement.
Absolutely did work. Look at the Space Ward right here. This is incredibly nasty if you get caught on it.
Something interesting to work with. They get a little information on the Dawnbreaker.
And keep in mind, 25 hit for GPK. That's a Sonic Wave damage upgrade. This thing's hitting for 900, and he's the one who got the Refresher Shard off the Roche. So it's going to be double 900 damage, pure damage, Sonic Waves going into the fight, amped up even more. This is over 2,000 damage of Pure going into somebody. Somebody just has to take it.
Heroic have to get the jump. It's the only option, and Pure is going to put them in a very uncomfortable position. With the banner drop and a Swift linking into the base.
You do not want to dive too deep, though. This is still a lineup that can
look at the cut. This is big. If they can manage to take away the mid-creep wave as well, so that should be protected by BB team.
Kills that banner, though. That hurts a little bit if you're going to commit to the high ground push here. It's such a terrifying push. You don't know who has buyback available. And guess what? It's all 5 for Heroic. They all saved it up. This push is almost doomed to fail unless you execute out of your minds right now. The fortune favors the bold.
Will it favor him here? A bold move to go into the base, but they found the bushwhack into the epicenter initiation of Sonic Wave 1, and that's one down. Now they still have the Solar Guardian though, so it does trade off core for core with the buyback being used on the Dragonite. Heroic, they want to make the most of this situation. They got the control on the GPK, another Solar Guardian to finish him off. The bushwhack held the Templar assassin at bay, and GPK, he's away. Another Sonic Wave, and back in. A killer instinct for GPK, but it might just go awry here as a black hole. It catches Pure.
Safe Whisper.
Wait a minute, a Satanic. He stays alive, doesn't lose the Aegis just yet, but Analog, that's going to be a dieback for him. A Nightmare on the high ground. No, he's not going to make it. Stuck on the low ground and nothing on a bushwhack. Save. Give him an opportunity. BB team still working with this Aegis. Do they go in? Do they go for the throat? 2 heroes dead, one of them with no buyback.
You use GPKs though, you all in here and you die. It's game. It's up to Pure. It's his call. It's his shot to take right now. 30 seconds on the Aegis. Another buyback from Heroic. They're down to 2. Whisper on that Dawnbreaker. Yuma on that TA. They somehow got Whisper out of that
Another
fight.
refresher. They may not see this coming. There's another black hole available. As you said, they've all day. They got the static storm on a Pure.
But you can't go.
They
Have
can't.
5.
No. GPK.
go.
He does go. He does get that kill. He does force that buyback.
Where is it? Yuma, you have to pull the trigger. There it is.
KJ, this is an opportunity, a moment for greatness. Can he hit the black hole? That sets up everything for Heroic. God damn, it's not enough. Pure hits the Satanic, and everything is wasted for Heroic.
How is he alive? He's just taking
Sideblade
everything.
after sideblade, not enough to kill Miro. And Pure, he can play it slow. He's got another Satanic coming up.
There's no way you back here, right? I mean, you have pushed this to the limit so far. You have another Satanic. You've gotten everything out of Heroic from 5 buybacks to none available. Black hole dropped. Refresher black hole dropped. There's nothing left in the tank. Pure makes the call. Divine Rapier, Swift Blink in. He's going for the throat. Going for the throne. He wants to deny a South American top 4.
And claim his own top 4. He made it to the final day of TI before. He's led a team to this victory before. He apologized to his team. He said, I'm sorry, but next time, I will carry you. And he does it. He takes his team all the way to top 4 at a TI.
What a redemption game